Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, Gene. How are you?
Pretty good. Ooh, it's loud today.
I see my character is still in Foundry, so Brahma didn't die.
No, I tried to do something with her, but it didn't quite work.
You try to kill her. There's Joe.
No.
No, he wouldn't try to kill
They didn't get in much combat, so
him. No,
they she did try to
kind
do
of,
something to help, but it didn't work.
kind of avoided combat for the most part.
what did Brahma try to do?
Bend will.
Oh,
She
didn't
failed
work.
the roll, so
Oh,
yeah.
pshaw.
I was rolling for her, so you know.
Oh God, that was the first. Yeah, that was the mistake right there.
I guess I could have rolled for her.
Yeah, I could have had the party roll for her instead of me,
Yeah, somebody else, I guess. Yeah,
but
Yeah.
for next time.
yeah, I didn't think of it, and
What did you guys fight? What was it that you were fighting?
they came upon one of the other hunters from the other group,
Oh,
and then Joe's character yelled out to him. He was in the root. He was in the forest relieving himself, and Joe's character yelled out to him. And when he approached, he realized something was wrong, and he tried to run. And so it was chaos, a little bit of chaos, and then the party got pretty lucky.
okay. So they didn't make it to the destination though.
Yeah, he did. They made it before. They made it just before. Um, Lascar set a trap and bought them some time because they were out of time. They were going to arrive at the same time, and the other group was running after them because they had the one that they found in the woods raised the alarm, and so
Mm-hmm.
Lascar came last and set a trap, which was successful, and
That's
so
cool.
they bought themselves time because the other group had to slow down. You know, they got nervous. There was more time. You know, more traps, and uh, then they met the elves and figured out that not all was the way it was stated, and they
And were you
decided to,
surprised? Were you surprised that I offered safe haven to them and escort them?
no, I wasn't surprised. Uh, I haven't put your Lazarus in the position of choosing between Ambrians and others. I wasn't certain what you would do.
Right. I mean, that's true. But
I'm not
you,
really
I mean,
quite sure about Lazarus completely, like what's his goals and aims and
I think like at this point, maybe he was thinking of trying to keep the peace.
right. Because he would never get rich and be he could get rich and be a hero during war, but maybe he really doesn't want that kind of rich, and that's also a little bit more risky.
Yeah. Well, I think he's really searching for more of fame than even
Fame.
riches, probably, with his attitude, right?
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe, and I don't know what his feeling against the Templars or religion or Prios is, and
Yeah, he's been kind of neutral, I think, if you noticed, as
right,
far as that
and
goes.
I don't know, I don't know your thoughts on his idea of is that fame? Like does he want to be famous with the church? That doesn't really pay well,
Hmm.
you know?
I
It's
think,
more of an
I think he
obligation.
would be looking for more of general fame.
Right.
People would know
Uh,
his name in the region, that kind of thing.
yeah, and he's in Davokar, so if he culls favor with the High Chieftain, or maybe he thinks the barbarians are a better route to fame, or
Yeah.
I don't know what his feelings are for Black Cloaks and Templars and that kind of maybe he wants nothing to do with that politics, but um, so I had no idea what you would do specifically. it would have been interesting if it would have been, different if they arrived at the same time,
Yeah.
what he would have done, and then, or even after. But there's still time. You're hiding out in the forest, so
Are you saying there's still time to screw up? Is that what you mean?
yeah, there's still time for combat, or you have. I have no idea what you're gonna do. What the
Yeah.
plan is to get them back to Carvosti, like how you're gonna manage that. There's obviously a couple of different ways, and how that will play out. I haven't really given it much thought. Uh, I really try not to think too far ahead because I don't really know what the ending is going to be,
Yeah.
and so
Wait,
you
they're
hide
gonna
out.
try to bring the elves back to Carvosti?
Yeah, they rescued the elves that were alive, and actually Lazarus healed one of them, which is also a dichotomy with Lazarus. Like he's looking for hero and fame, and he's privileged, but he's pretty free with his healing.
Well,
It's not just
it was for the good of the party. It wasn't so much for,
right.
like the elf, because he's like, look, I'm not carrying this son of a bitch.
Yeah, then you had trouble carrying him anyways.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, they decide to rescue the elves. They decide to run and take the elves with them before the other group got there because they were surely outnumbered and probably had a sense that the Templars were going to be difficult and there's 16 other hunters. So they decide to run through the valley, and Lazarus stumbles and makes a big track, and then actually Gutorm the goblin decides to lay a false track, and so he lays a false track and had a really good roll on his um, deceit or cunning, and so he lays this false track, and a couple good rolls, and they make it out of the hollow between the two ridges, and decide to hide and hunker down. Gutorm finds a like bramble briar or something to hide in while these uh, Templars and the other hunters are looking for them. Obviously, the Templars and hunters don't know that they're probably thinking they're tracking elves, not
Yeah, right,
other. I don't know. I don't think they would necessarily know who killed the other guy either. It's not like they would know.
right. They
Yeah,
wouldn't
one
know.
sword wound from the other. They didn't really see them, and
I mean,
so
for all they know, it could be elves,
right. uh, we'll see what happens. I don't know what happened, but that's how it ended.
I had like if I had more XP, Rama's got like there's so many spells that are good for shit like that.
Yeah.
Like there's one that lets you hide all tracks. You can hide tracks like so that nobody can find you for like a full day. And that's for like the whole party. There's another one where you can there's like the one with the brambles and stuff. There's like another one that lets her sink into the ground and hide and still see what's going on.
Yeah. Is
There's
that
another one.
witchcraft?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's witchcraft?
Yeah, witchcraft. It's all about nature. And there's also one that lets you change the weather, so you could slow them down with like pelting rain
Yes,
or like
yes. I saw that one.
yeah. So some cool stuff that's very circumstantial, but that would have been I don't even have those spells because they're just rituals and stuff, and like I don't have the XP,
Yeah, but
but
that kind of thing, like the weather thing, even if it's a ritual, in this situation would be very useful.
yeah. Gene, are you talking to us? You're muted.
The trap making worked good too because he bought extra
It
time.
did. Yeah, that worked.
Yeah,
Very
that
cool.
was kind of improv last minute. And once he decided to do it, I thought, yeah, that gives him a little extra time. So maybe they will get there and have 15, 20, 30 minutes before. which is cool.
Very
It's
cool.
just you guys today.
Yeah, I
Oh, is
just
it?
noticed that like 15 minutes ago. I don't know
Oh,
if I
I didn't.
want to. I don't know if I want to do something with just the two of us. Every time that we do that, somebody dies or gets
Oh,
almost
come
died.
on. Stop being so negative. We're not going to
Uh,
play next week.
yeah, I
We'll
won't
have
be here next week.
we'll have 2 weeks to make up new characters.
That's the spirit, Joe. That's the spirit.
Good
I try
Lord.
not to get too I try not to get too attached to my characters.
Are we playing? Is next Thursday on or not?
No, that's Thanksgiving for us.
Okay, so
I'll be
Thursday and Friday.
yeah, I'll be
That's-
traveling, and then I won't be home so I won't play Thursday or Friday because won't come home until the weekend.
Okay.
Traveling in Virginia itself, going elsewhere.
No, within Virginia. I'm not going too far. My daughter lives up north, so
Oh.
we're gonna go up to her house. So what do you guys want to do? War is on the field.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where we left off with this one.
Well, where you left off was you rescued the remaining Nama villagers from the marsh and the Rust brothers. You stole a boat and rowed 2 longboats back to Nama, ditched them on the shore, and returned the Nama villagers to their burned out village, and they proceed to rebuild. You left the Rush Brother complex pretty much intact because you hit them just right before dawn as they were unloading, like so everyone was still kind of sleeping, and you got in and
Oh,
out
that's right.
before,
Yeah.
before any trouble. You didn't really search around. The goal was to get them and go, and you got in and out, and then left, rode as quickly as possible, come back to Nama. So I think you would hit Nama and either help the Nama villagers bury their dead, start to rebuild, tear down the houses, or go to Ironbrow.
Yeah. Now the red represents Rust Brothers held territory.
Yeah, the red represents what the people would know in Ironbrow and Hobotown about Dryhold being besieged. So
Okay.
Dryhold is surrounded now by a Rust Brother army or legions, and also boats in the marsh, and they've been effectively cut off. They're still holding out. Every now and then you might get a messenger that squeaks by, usually by sea, rarely by land, but every now and then a small boat may come to Nama or close to Nama and go up to Ironbrow and ask for assistance. The city's still holding, but they're going to run out of food and eventually fall. There's only so long they can last, but they had been planning for months for this to happen, if you remember. And so they're battened down for a long siege. How long they can last, they're not certain. What everyone would probably know is that although Dryhold is besieged, it's by a smaller contingent of Rust Brothers. It's a they're not like legion after legion. They're
Hmm.
cutting down the forest to build scaffolding and siege weapons, but it's a much smaller contingent that surrounds Dryhold. So it is a little porous. They probably hear rumors of the main army battling, further to the east past what's called the Wash River, which is really this river right here.
Hmm.
But further on the east in the plains of Margelda against horsemen, but they've never traveled that far east, so they don't really know that lay of the land. They've never really been to even the plains around that river. They know that's contested. Like the Rush brothers are on the on the west side of the river, and the plains to the east side of the river are contested. And they can't necessarily get across the river because it's early spring, so it's flowing pretty heavy. It's pretty wide at its fastest rate from from winter runoff,
Right. From melt.
right? And so the two of you can do anything. You could
Well, I was
run
going
in.
to ask Bartleby, like, what both my characters have fighting capability, and I would say even the half elf is pretty combat capable. I would say not quite as much as the orc. So, I mean, I could bring either one of them. I don't know what you were thinking as far as your character goes.
Yeah, I could bring either. My my goblin guy is pretty martial. He's pretty awesome.
But to me, it doesn't matter. Whatever I think you feel like playing. What I would do is if we wanted to bring the half elf, I think I might have enough experience, Gene, if you allow me to find an NPC to teach him healing,
I think
like
that's reasonable.
like Lork's character.
Yeah. Like there's so many people that probably have, yeah, definitely Lork's character has healing, so he could act as a
Teacher.
yeah, as a teacher.
So
And
I
if you
don't
have,
get that way, we'd have healing, guaranteed. That might allow us to stay out longer and to, play the whole session if you wanted like do exploring. The other thing we could do is we could do guerrilla warfare against the Rust Brothers.
right, so you know that there's another
Yeah.
red spot. There's another red spot south of Hobotown.
Yeah.
So you could, and you know that there has been some patrols coming up from the south scouting out Hobotown. You could make a run through either by land or sea to Dryhold. You could just create havoc.
Yeah.
On caravan, trying to hit caravans, or they're cutting down trees in the forest and doing things to make siege weapons. So, there's a lot of variability. You could decide just to go exploring, the two of you. It's truly up to you guys what you do.
Right. So I don't know. Do you want to go exploring, or would you rather play some guerrilla warfare? And I was thinking if we did that, we would go to the south, where that red mark is in the south. I'll
Yeah,
do either one. I don't care.
I seem to have lost my window and I can't find it now. And I tried opening it and it's saying that one's already open, so I don't know what.
I'm always a fan of exploring too. So
Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay. I just feel so discombobulated these days.
Well, if you explore, just so you know, if you go anywhere east, then even with random encounters, you might run into Rust Brothers unless you go deep into the forest,
right.
in that area.
Well, I was looking. Yeah, I was kind of looking southeast.
And there's also the stronghold of Lingayat, and you could turn privateer or pirate or something, and hit, Rush Brother ships if you wanted. Or so there's anything you can do.
Have some options.
Right, I'm doing the true Forbidden Lands.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I could do either. I could do either, Joe. Like my guy, if I roll with my goblin, he's on a wolf, so he moves fast. So I got no fear with this character of like any sort of
Right, and he can get away easily if he needed to.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Dean, how about we do the traditional, your favorite, leave it to fate routine?
As in, leave it to fate of what you guys do?
Yeah, like we're either going to explore or we're going to play guerrilla warfare against the
I'll
Rust
just
Brothers.
leave it even. It'll just be even.
Yeah.
So I'll just ask him, are you going to create havoc for the Rust Brothers?
Yeah, that's good. And you left it 50-50?
Yeah, I just left it for 50-50.
Close.
No,
Exploring it is.
we're gonna go exploring.
Which which direction would you like to go if you're leaving from Ironbrow?
Could we leave from Hobotown too?
Oh yeah, you could leave from Hobotown too. It's just that a lot of that around there. You got the forest to the north of Fort Breach, which hasn't really been explored.
This
You got
is
some sectors to the south of Ironbrow directly, like V23 right over
this is
here.
kind of like the pattern I wanted to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Now
works.
that's truly in Rush Brother territory.
The southeast.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, and so if you start at Hobotown or Ironbrow and, either come down through this area, eventually you're going to potentially have random encounters with Rush Brother stuff. I'm just letting you know, that sort of thing, which is, you
Well,
may
I
or
would
may
think
not
that
know.
are you saying it's just as likely as if we go up here?
No, it's just different.
Okay.
If you go there, you're going to go through the besieging army. You're going to have to somehow go through tent camp, and that's what the red is. Obvious tent camp besieging army. You go through there, I don't even roll random encounters. It just happens.
Right.
Whereas over in this area, it's just a matter of luck whether you hit a caravan, moving soldiers, whatever it is, that sort of thing.
I mean, my XP is not right for Tanis. I think I calculated that I either have like 5 or 6 XP left. So,
Yeah, I know. I looked at the sheet. I thought he was pretty good. I thought it says he has 6 left.
so, well, the total XP is 55. It says I only spent 31. I went over
Oh.
my character twice, I think. Unless I was
Yeah, and
doing it incorrectly.
I went over the entries, and I thought I made sure that they're all connected. But I would let you take healing that first level if you wanted.
Or, well, I'm pretty sure I have enough XP.
Yeah.
Let me drop and drag it.
Is the Excel sheet all up to date, Gene?
I looked at it a couple days ago when Joe asked me to, and I meant to go in there. It looked like it was up to date. I haven't hit it since probably Tuesday or Wednesday last week. And I wasn't really good about going in there and giving people their downtime stuff. Because that was never something I did.
What was the title? What's the name of the sheet? Because it's not, for some reason, I can't
You have
find
to
it.
go to the game rules, and you should be able to click on it from there.
Oh, I usually have it as a tab, and I bookmarked it, but it's not. The bookmark is not coming up. So here, I'll find it.
Yeah, I have 2 different sheets. I have the one for the staff and one for the player, and I can't only do certain things. I sometimes have to go back and forth. I can't change anything on the staff thing
Oh, here it is.
because if I do, it blanks it out. So I have to do stuff kind of back and forth.
There it is. Yeah, I do have it bookmarked. Oh, it's called FL Players for Vinland Players. That's why you're gonna write like Hobo Town, all the keywords.
So do you guys want to start at Hobotown or start at Ironbrow?
Hobotown would be better.
Okay.
Let me just check
Understandable.
Hulmar.
Let me look at gear. Do we need a great fur, Gene, or is it the weather
No,
changed enough?
Yeah, it's spring. It's much warmer. The most you will get is rain.
Just got 3 left. Nice.
And I would take Tanis's sleepy condition off. Or
Yeah.
I guess it looks like an icon from here, so I can take it off from here.
Yeah, I don't see it on my sheet.
Yeah, I got it. Sometimes if you click it on your sheet, it will show in the bottom right, but if you click it on the icon, it'll show in the top left.
$36. 18. Cool. Yeah. So
And
you think this is gonna be pretty kind of martial adventure, Joe? Like I'll bring my.
Well, Gene didn't guarantee that we're going to run into Rust Brothers, but both
if you're
Tanis
going to
and
if you're going to this red mark or you're going down there, unless you bypass it, then you're going to hit it. If you come through here, there's a good likelihood, but you probably, unless you completely flail your scouting, you might have an ability to bypass that depending on numbers.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Hulmar just because he is a ranger and he's got like scouting. He's decent at scouting and he's got like the talent. Path of the Forest, rank 2. You can automatically succeed at a forage hunt or lead the way by burning a point.
that's
So
pretty good.
yeah, I think with 2 players, this was one of the issues, right? There was never enough manpower to do like scouting, keep
Yeah.
watch, set up the camp, go to sleep. So I'm
My
gonna go with Hallmark.
yeah, my scouting is just okay.
Yeah, I've got 6, like 4 plus 2.
So my scouting is only 5, and then my survival is 7.
Oh, see, we got it backwards then because my survival is only 4, but I can automatically succeed with a die. My scouting is 4 and 2. So you're better in both. We're both, I think, or am I
Well,
slightly
how
better
is
on
your other character in stats in like wilderness abilities? Not that strong.
Brenda? No, she's a city dweller. She's a weak city dweller. She
Okay.
is like, yeah, she's got like 3 wits and 1 survival, so like 4 dice on survival and nothing in scouting.
Oh,
She's good if we run into people. She's good at scamming people, and she's got the knives and stuff. And
bullshitting her way out of things.
yeah, and she's also got Path of the Face now at rank 2. So it's pretty
Well,
cool, but you can change your voice and your demeanor and stuff. And if I get it to rank 3, she can completely change her appearance. It's like she's a Rust brother or something. But
nice.
yeah,
Oh,
she's
and
got
she
the
has
XP. I could spend it. I could spend it right now actually to get it.
she has those nice daggers too, right?
Yeah, the nice daggers with the poison, but her outdoor abilities are absolute garbage.
Now make sure you do water and food. If you're in Hobo Town, you can go to D12 of water automatically. Homer right now. Homer doesn't have any water and food. Even though he can hunt. Right, he has no food or water on his character sheet.
How much is food? Like, what do I don't even remember.
Food is not very expensive. It is.
Why does he not have any money? What the hell happened to him? It looks like he just got.
I don't know. I don't know if you've ever. I don't. Water's
Oh,
easy.
you know why? You know why it's on Asena, the wolf.
Oh.
He's carrying all the shit. Yeah, okay. We got rope, a buckler, a magic buckler. I don't know what the hell the magic buckler was. Flint and steel, lockpicks, longbow, spyglass, 365 silver pieces.
Oh, right, because Asena has D12 of food and D10 of water, so you're rolling off the
Oh,
wolf.
there it is. Yeah, yeah.
I just put the wolf on there, so that's
There we go.
probably. Let me also
Pour some water.
So we walked off. We might want
Oh,
to
I'm
bring
here.
a beast.
I've got my
Do you think
ears.
we want to? Yeah. Do you want to bring a beast of burden? Do you think?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because that would just slow us down, really. I mean, are you carrying what? Do you have everything you need on your back, or do you need a?
Probably a little bit heavy. I mean, I could lighten my load by getting rid of the crossbow. But I kind of would use that, in the first round of combat unless we are up on somebody.
You could even give it to Asena. She's got like a strength of 8, apparently.
Oh, really?
She's only carrying 7 of 16. I mean, if you throw the goblin on there, it probably adds like a few pounds, but I think she could carry a crossbow.
Well, like I said, I would probably be carrying that the first round of combat and then drop it.
Oh, so you'd be fine then, right?
Maybe I would. Well, maybe I would probably give her like a broadsword, possibly 2 broadswords to hold on to.
Sure, I'll throw them on there.
Oh, I'll leave this on here, but not be carrying it, Gene. So it's weight is a little bit inaccurate as far as what my weight says.
Okay.
Which character of yours is it?
Tanis.
Let me check the.
So I think we would go.
And it's springtime, right? So we don't need a.
Any heavy
Yeah, it's
tire.
going to be warm enough. I don't even with rain, it warms up, so you don't really get cold with rain. You get fatigue or something, but nothing.
Do you have a tent of some kind?
I have air trap and bandages and a holy symbol.
Can I buy a small tent?
Sure.
I mean, it's more for Tanis than Hulmar. Hulmar likes sleeping on the ground, but
Asena's probably looking at Hormel like you're weighing her down. She's a wolf, not a donkey. Damn it. She's like wearing these, Swiss Mountain rescue dog backpack on her, and her
I'm not
tail's flat.
sure. Like I'm not sure Tanis would require that. He's kind of used to being in the wild as druid. So maybe
all right,
I think you could forgo that.
all right. I'm
As you're
happy
getting
not
ready
to.
as you're getting ready to put it on her, give it a dirty look.
Yeah, I should probably do a
Yeah.
little whiny sound.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys start out from Hobo Town. I think the Circle of Five, the leaders of Hobo Town, they're trying to get people to scout out for them, and they probably know that you're leaving. They keep in pretty good track. They have their own
Yeah.
guard, and one of them probably pulls you aside and asks you to keep an eye out. Like if you see Rust Brothers, try to make it back and let us warn us just in case. There's a lot of activity in Hobo Town. They know an attack is sometime coming, but they've also heard about Dryhold and think however long that city holds is how long it's going to take for the Rust Brothers to truly come west. And they've only seen a few patrols kind of checking out. And so you would go that direction, right?
Yeah.
So we move to the first quarter, right?
Yep. That's a known area. You would roll scout. You would roll keep watch, really, because you would roll keep watch through this first quarter because those are known hexes. No, you've been traveled through that way as you kind of go through some trees and maybe some valley, some of the meadows southeast of Hobo Town, either sticking to the tree line or probably not quite out in the open until you reach the small rivers that you have to ford. But you all kind of know how to do that. There's probably logs that have been placed across. There might even be a Hobo Town guard or archers there, in watching those. They still need to get food from the river, but they're probably watching that, and you probably come to 3 or 4 giant logs across the river, and might even be hailed by an archer in the woods, and a man of arms who are there truly to burn that bridge in case something happens. They probably tell you to keep on the left log because the other 2 are already half sawed. They're kind of dummy logs. They're enough to bear a little bit of weight, but make sure you just kind of stay on your right foot as you go across the river. And nothing happens this first quarter of the day.
Cool.
And you're keeping watch, right?
I'm the one keeping watch then? Okay.
It doesn't matter. What do you want to do? Do you want me to keep watch and you lead the way?
Sure.
It doesn't matter to me.
All right. Why don't I lead first couple times until I fuck up?
Okay.
Okay.
The first quarter today, you don't really need lead the way until you hit this river, right here, and you're entering the main part of Arina Forest. You can always get lost in the forest, even though you've been through that hex. And
Ooh, the Queen of Dreams.
yeah, unless you go around the edge of the forest, and track through the edges, you may not need to lead the way. But obviously, that's going to lead you right directly to the area that Rust Brother activity is.
Right.
So how do you proceed in this second quarter?
I think we're going to travel in this direction.
Okay. So then
The
you would
Dark Forest.
definitely do lead the way and keep watch.
Ooh, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I'm Stevie Wonder right now.
Right. You travel through the Arena Forest. You get into the Arena Forest. Homer, you've been down through this way. You can see the mountains of the Arena Forest up towards the kind of northeast. And you've probably heard stories about the Arena Forest and even this darker part of the forest. You come to that area that's kind of dark forest. Really, the floor of the forest is burnt out. The trees start to, you obviously turn on a gray color. Even though it's spring, you notice as you go deeper into that area of the forest, you get to portions where the trees are bare. They're just skeletal, kind of gray trees. There's no undercover, and it's mostly kind of dead gravel where nothing grows. And then you come out into a part of the forest that looks like spring and doesn't have the quite same smell of deadness, doesn't, blocks out the sun a little bit. And you come through patches of that kind of dark forest where everything gets quiet because you don't hear the insects, you don't hear the birds flying, you don't really hear small animals. And you kind of go through swashes of that dark forest, but you don't really encounter anything the second quarter of the day.
Right. And this X was not considered dark forest?
No, it's not. It's just where that
Okay.
kind of marker
Okay.
is for the dark forest.
Okay.
And because you've been through that area for some people from Hobotown have been in that area of the forest and had encountered that darkened area, ashen area of the forest.
Okay. So should we make camp or did you want to press on another quarter?
Let's press on another quarter.
Okay.
All right. How do you go through the forest? You go straight east, or are you going to cut north?
I'm going to continue southeast.
Okay, southeast. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would just roll, keep watch, and
Lead the way.
lead the way.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna burn a point and succeed.
Lead the way. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and Tanis. Oh no, a 51. Oh no.
I can't push that.
Someone roll me a D66, or or I can do it. It's fine.
Yeah, if you could.
Now the sun starts going down in this third quarter. It's not quite summer yet, so it's not like the sunlight stays,
Right.
Till 9, 10 o'clock at night. It probably gets darker, closer to 8, 8:30, but you are traveling through this third quarter of the day, which is essentially almost till midnight until it's dark and you see the stars. There's a little bit of a breeze you can hear in the canopy of the forest. And let's see, what is number 26?
Now, does the dark forest kind of clear out at this point, or is it still considered dark forest?
Yeah, no, it's just in that hex where you come across these
Oh,
luscious
okay.
Oh, okay. I was trying to get
dead.
out of that dark forest. That's why I wanted to
Yeah,
keep
so
going.
as you move southeast, you eventually come to less and less common areas of, gray, deadness, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And let me go see what happens. Go to my random encounter main and roll. Oh, okay. That is it. Boy, we're going true.
Oh, Gene, did I get a chance to get my bow repaired in Hobotown or in?
I would think you would know that.
Okay, thanks. Can hear a dog barking.
Yeah, it's in my neighbor's dogs sometimes come out. I don't think my microphone is that good, but
It is.
We hear everything, man. We hear it all.
I'm gonna turn down some things and see how well you guys tell me how my sound does.
Oh well, you sound too quiet
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
because Gene's loud or Joe's loud and.
Do you have me at 100% on Discord?
I do, as a matter of fact.
All right.
I've got you at 200. I've got you at 200%.
200%.
Yep.
You must have terrible
Joe's
speakers. I just have to talk.
I got my little earbuds right now.
Oh, well.
Joe's too loud. I've got him down to I've got him at 67% and you at 200. So if you are louder, then I can turn it down a bit for you.
No, it's hard for me to sometimes know.
Oh, there we go. Going back to 100 for you.
Yeah, I just turned it up and then see what happens so that I don't. So Joe rolled a failure.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. It's the forest, so we will roll encounter distance, really. It's 3d6 feet.
3d6 feet?
Yeah, you're going in the dark. You're smashing through the forest. You're traveling in this third quarter of the day.
Okay.
Whose idea was that? Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it's dark. You're under a canopy of a forest, even though
I can
the
see.
moon is.
I can see in the dark. I can see in the dark.
Yeah, that is true. That's why you did a good job leading the way.
Yeah. I just wasn't doing a good job keeping watch, that's all.
Right. You hear this crashing through the forest and this kind of guttural sound in the voice. I expect if Homer's leading the way, you don't have a torch?
Yeah, we would not if he's leading the way.
Correct.
Right. And so Homer is leading the way. You hear this crashing sound coming through the forest, and you kind of, what do you do? Like it's pretty close. There's lots of trees though. It's pitch black or dark because you're under the canopy, and you hear this crashing, moaning sound coming very close, 10, 15 feet away.
I would
Crashing, moaning sound. I would freeze. like a statue.
Okay.
I think it
Uh,
helps that we don't have any light too.
What does Tanis do?
So I think Tanis would follow suit. If he stops dead in his tracks as he's leading, be like, oh, there's something he saw that I didn't see.
Yeah, you completely miss it
What the
because
hell? We can see what it is. The demon trap. I can see something that says the demon trap.
yeah, it's not the demon trap. I roll and kind of decide, what
Oh, okay.
What's appropriate?
what's what's, and I think about what the prompt is because some of the random encounters in Forbidden Lands just don't make sense. It's not like you're going to suddenly come on a circus.
Right.
Which is
Like in the middle of
A Russ
in the
Brothers
middle of
circus.
the
Right.
forest.
a caravan circus. And
Ringling
so
Bros or Russ Bros. Traveling
yeah, you
circus.
roll kind of wandering monster, and out of the forest, this misshapen form comes straggling out straight at Hulmar. It walks in this kind of disorganized kind of fashion. One of its shoulders is lower than the other, but the hand is all the way on the ground, kind of dragging much longer than it should be. It has this kind of guttural sound come out of its mouth, just this kind of huge kind of shape that ends up being about 6 feet from Homer as it and Tanis as it kind of comes out of the forest straight at them at the noise it heard. Uh, what do you all do?
Uh,
Now,
how
how
far
far
is
away?
Janice? It's 6 feet away now, I think.
That's 10 feet away. It's like, right on top of you.
How far is Tanis from me?
I assume that you are traveling pretty close because it's pitch dark. Well, it's dark and you can see, but Tanis would have to be
You know
close.
what? I know what I would do. Holmar is gonna dart either to the left or right, perpendicular to the thing, and try to make noise to draw it to get it to follow him.
Okay.
Lead it away from the blind druid who can't see in the dark.
Tanis, you hear Homer kind of jolt to one side, making a lot of noise to draw this misshapen black shape that comes uh, trudging
that's
through the
crazy.
farmers. What does Tanis do?
Since it's so close, he'll drop the crossbow and cast ice sword.
Okay, I think that's reasonable before we go to combat. Um, what I'm going to do is just use the map, even though you're not in a forest. Well, let me do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And so I'm actually going to delete everyone else's characters and put mine over here. And so I think Homer and Tanis would be split, each hex being, about 3 meters. And so I'm going to move Tanis just a little bit. And you're in the forest when this thing comes out. Tanis cast his blade, and it goes right at Homer, and put us in initiative.
There's no
What in the-
snow, right?
No snow.
Okay.
Does that matter for his sword or no?
Well, I would get a bonus.
Yeah.
Of course, I get a miss.
So I think
So
I
that
put
doesn't. Do you
everyone.
want me to re-roll, or just say
No, and
that?
let me fix the. I just had to reset it, and
I mean, the mishap doesn't really apply.
if it doesn't apply to then you get a free mishap. You don't have to re-roll.
Okay.
That's what the rules say. If you have a mishap that doesn't really affect anything, then the mishap fizzles out too.
Okay.
um,
For me.
you right, and so you guys can roll initiative. All right. So we go to the first round. Tanis, you see this lumbering hulk come out of the forest, snapping small saplings, trees, branches. Try to kind of stop it and slap it in the face, but it just ambles straight at Homer, and you're about um, uh, 6 meters, 10 feet away. You cast your ice sword. What do you do?
So I don't know what this thing is, but I'm gonna try to defend the three of us.
Okay.
We'll take a swing first with his broadsword.
Okay.
I don't target in this game, right?
No, because they have armor, and so I have to roll armor first, and that sort of thing.
Okay. Oh wait. That marked as a magic. It's not magic. I have one regular broadsword and one magic ice shorts, which I
Right.
overcharged. I didn't need to charge it. Holy.
Ooh,
I
your
broke
sword.
the goddamn sword.
Right, you broke your broadsword.
Thing I brought an extra.
It gets its armor roll, and so uh, right, and so Tanis, when you hit it, it just probably snaps the sword from the from the handle,
Impact, like
right at the cross guard. Like you hit it and you leave the sword in it, but it just snaps it right off. Maybe there's a weak spot in that sword or something, but it just snaps it right off, and you're left just holding like the cross guard, but the sword is just still stuck in the misground, and you just kind of see this. You probably don't see it, but you just hear it like this squelching sound as stuff kind of just oozes out from where that sword is stuck in him. Homer, you see a flash of Tanis's sword, probably just a little glint in the half light because it's so dark, but it's right on top of you, standing over you and Asena. What does Homer do?
oh, I have a follow up. Don't forget, I have
Oh, that's okay. You can roll your follow.
double attack.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. The ice sword does better. Um,
Got through a
and
little bit though.
right, I would imagine Tanis would move to get within melee range.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was his fast action and his 2 attack action. Is Tanis done?
Yes.
Okay. Homer, Tanis kind of comes up to your side, and you see the flash of you see him hit it and the sword break. Maybe he curses just like you heard.
He would.
You know,
He would.
you don't see the ice sword because I don't know what the ice sword looks like. Is it clear? Is it frosty? Like, is it
Clear.
just like,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
clear.
like a shard of ice? You probably don't see it at all, even in Tanis's hand. What does Homer do?
Can I take 2 shots at it? And then
Now,
I want to wait for
yeah,
Asena to move.
if I remember correctly, if you fire in melee at arm's length, you take a -3 modifier.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Right. And if you
Could I
moved, you
switch? Could I have
go ahead.
switched with Asena then and let Asena go first?
You could switch with Ascendant and let Ascendant go first.
Yeah. Why don't we do that?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't ask at the beginning, but I'll just switch you right here with the Senna.
And then she would move.
Okay. And so Ascent, are you on Ascendant at the moment?
Yeah, always.
Okay. So she would just make a move action so that it doesn't get a free attack.
Okay.
because they're both, you're still in melee.
Oh yeah.
Your icon might not be right on top of each other, but okay. Yeah, so Ascena moves away. Probably puts distance
Great.
between you and the misgrown. I expect, since Tanis is standing right next to it, that he's the only target. Ascena
Oh
darts out into the dark.
shit.
But Tanis goes to help protect Homer. Homer just like leaves him standing there by himself. Good job, Tanis. You are a good shield.
He's the one
And
you're the one who wanted to be risky tonight. I told you.
right, and it attacks.
Oh, you're fine.
Now that can be dodged.
Dodged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you have do you have, it's been a
Fast
little while
footwork.
since you played. Yeah, if you have fancy footwork, then you can do a dodge before your
Oh,
armor.
and it's a slash before you roll.
It is a slash.
So
Yeah.
oh, you get +2. Dodge +2 versus slash.
And I'm going to risk
And
it.
then remember
I'm going to
going
remain
prone or not.
standing.
Okay,
So
so
it's
it's
a
just
wash.
Yeah,
yeah,
those will
wow.
cancel out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's still taking 2
Oh, so
armor.
yeah, you'll still take 2. But you get armor.
So thinking about pushing. Slashing, so my armor's better against it. Maybe I'll just try to absorb it with the armor.
You got chain?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just normal.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
So
Shit.
Tanis dodged just a little bit, and he moves slightly out of the way, but the claws just rake right across his chest. You can probably hear he has chainmail, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it
Just
breaks. Some of it
chink
rips.
chink chink, like he just feels like separating of some of the chain links as it cuts across him, because his armor does take 1 damage and he takes 2. And that brings us up to Homer, who's not at arm's length anymore, and he's at
Yeah.
near distance. So near distance
No.
range modifiers are just
-1.
it's just yeah.
But hold on a second. Like the wolf can move. What's its move
Near
stat?
distance near distance range modifiers is 0. It's flat.
Oh, sorry, I'm
Short,
looking at sneak attack. Whoops.
right,
Yeah.
short or long, then they get more range modifiers if you don't have
Yeah.
the right.
He's got the talent, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, okay, he'll stay near, and he'll fire 2 quick arrows in succession.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've got this. Yeah, it's rank 3. You can shoot twice.
Right, because you're using the wolf as your move action because you're riding.
Yes.
Right.
And I've also got this at rank 3. Oh no, but that's not the one I was looking for. This is the one I was looking for. So I'm probably gonna use the rank 2. No, rank 1 to bypass his armor. It's just
Gene,
like the sword fighters.
I don't think it added my fast footwork bonus. I get an extra die, but
When you did your dodge?
yeah, see how I'm rank 2?
Oh yeah. You
Didn't do that.
probably, I don't know why it didn't do that, but
Do
you
you have
just
the
add
check?
+1.
Does it give you the option to add the check mark, or
I can roll to see if it does. Check it. Try it again. I don't think it does.
No, for some reason it doesn't. It says rank
It
2. You
doesn't.
would just, yeah, on the dodge, for some reason you would just add,
I'll just roll
yeah?
it.
yeah, you would add it like, okay.
Okay, so my arrow shot. Here's the first shot.
Okay. It just gets armor.
That's pretty
Yeah, hold on. I think I'm gonna bypass it though, Gene.
Okay. So you spend
Yeah, I'm gonna
one
burn a
willpower.
willpower.
that
Okay.
was worth it.
And it takes 3. You see the arrow hit it. Tanis probably hears it. Just hit in there. Doesn't really make any sound though. You know, it doesn't
Or
grunt.
doesn't
It
do
doesn't
much damage.
cry out.
We need a Warhammer. We need some Dwarven Warhammer action here. That would probably be really effective. Okay, and then my second shot.
Okay.
We've already done like I think 7 or
Ooh.
8 to it.
Look at that.
Oh,
There we go. Now this one
Too
you
bad.
can't
Yeah, you
bypass
can't.
armor.
right.
Yeah, because you spent that willpower already. You only can do it once per turn,
That's
Round.
right.
right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if its armor is enough, because that's a big shot right there.
It is.
Right? He still takes 4. How does Homer put the misgrown down? What
Oh,
does
right.
that
Wow.
arrow in
It's
the
gotta
dark
be.
look like?
It's gotta. It opens its mouth and he shoots the arrow into its mouth. Goes right up into its brain or something.
Starts to make a moan and just
And
Into
it
it
just
into
draws over.
snaps his head back. Tanis can see the fletching out of its mouth a little bit, and then it just kind of falls over to the thing. Thunk. It's probably about that time that Tanis smells it. Like then, this has been pretty quick. He's been pretty close to it, but he didn't really recognize the smell. But now he smells misgrown smell. It's that kind of fetid, sweet, fermenting flesh kind of smell
Peanut
comes
butter
up to him,
smell. Yummy.
right? It's not rotten. It's that kind of uh, uh, degraded vegetable matter kind of smell.
So,
What
Gene,
does?
does one turn mean 15 minutes? Or is
Yeah,
that
it lasts
supposed
a long time.
Okay.
It can last, quite some time. That's why fly lasts, turns. If you have multiple turns, it can last, an hour to fly, that sort of thing. So
I don't
Tanis'
think
device would last a while.
yeah, I don't think I can extend the time on it. So
Yeah. Um, and I don't know if your extra successes overpower let you extend the time.
I don't think so.
Right.
I mean, would there be more of a comment in the PDF, or this should be it, right? What I posted.
No, you would have to look overpower a spell, and I can get my book to look at it, at some point. Obviously, that it's been a little while, and that rule slips me. I don't know if you overpower it, if you can choose to make it last a little bit longer, but I think it can, if I
I
remember
would
off the top.
definitely try to make it last longer if I could. Then.
In the scheme of things, even if it lasts 2 or 3 turns, you're still talking 30 minutes, 45 minutes, that sort of thing.
So
What do you do?
a misgrown, like, are they just a mishmash of different parts of animals and people and stuff?
Right, like
Like what?
the Rush Brother sorcerers have taken the, 60, 70, 80% of human stock and mixed it with demon, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just out of curiosity, like when they die, do they just lie on the ground and just they don't like disappear into a bubble or something, or like a
Now
bubbling
they
goo or
kind
anything?
of bubble and putrefy like flesh that's been alive too long. Something was keeping it unnaturally alive, and it probably putrefies faster, than a no
Oh,
regular body would.
okay. I think Homer would just say, "Come, we should leave this place. It is the air is sick here. We should continue a little further."
Tainted.
Oh, so it's grown alone.
We don't
Yes.
find any treasure or equipment on it, correct?
No, it doesn't have clothes or weapons or a belt pouch. It's really just a mishmash of parts of bodies and humans and demons. Somehow, probably escaped or got itself lost, or somehow broke its chains from the Rust brothers and been wandering around the forest feeding.
Right, I go to the wolf to draw a new broadsword.
Okay, you
Toss
take
that
it.
Good thing we brought backups.
That's it.
I mean, the first combat, I break a friggin' sword.
Asena likes you. She wags her tail a little bit and kind of sniffs you and smells your crotch, kind of thing. You know, she likes you.
Now you enter this fourth quarter of the night, like it's probably, 1, 2 in the morning as you coming towards this fourth quarter of the night. What's the plan?
Logically, I should sleep and you should
Yeah, I
stand
think.
because you can see in
Yeah,
the
we can.
dark.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. And then I
So
can.
rest
We'll
in
waste
the
another
first
quarter tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So Homer and Asena are gonna be on watch while Tanis sleeps.
Yeah.
So Homer and Asena would just roll keep watch.
Okay. So here's mine. And here's hers. Oh shit, she's got an amazing. Oh, okay, but she doesn't have very many wits.
And so you
She's got like a wits of 0.
keep watch as Tanis sleeps in the wood. Now, Tanis, you haven't made camp,
Oh, right.
so you have to roll a. You have to roll endurance, correct?
Is that how it works?
Yeah, we're relearning this whole thing again.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, I thought
You
there was
did-
a reason we wanted to.
You did because you
Yeah.
didn't make camp. You have to find a spot to sleep, and otherwise you
Endurance,
don't
you said.
get right. Otherwise you don't get sleep. And journeys. Yeah, I think it is endurance. But I'll take that success. So you do get to sleep, and you do rest after this quarter of the day. The sun starts to come up. Tanis eventually awakes and is rested. Right. Nothing interrupts you. Homer and Asena keep watch. They hear the forest. They probably hear some predators in the forest, but it doesn't really bother you. And the next time you do that, if you don't make camp, you actually make a survival roll, which is probably the same as endurance, but otherwise you don't. Yeah, otherwise you don't sleep. And so you enter the.
Survival's better for me.
Yeah, well, you got a success anyway. So you enter the first quarter of the next day.
And you should sleep.
Yeah, I should sleep now.
Except we don't have camp made, so.
So I'd have to do the same thing.
Right, you would roll a survival roll. Both you and Asena would roll survival.
Oh. I don't even think
Oh, and
Asena doesn't really have survival. Like it's not a.
Oh, well, I would just have you roll it, and
She's got 0
so
dice in it.
And I gotta keep watch, right?
I guess she doesn't get sleepy, right? And you have to keep watch in the first quarter. Okay.
Did I pass? I don't even. Oh, I haven't even rolled yet. What happens if I fail?
You don't
I get.
rest. You get sleepy
Oh.
condition.
You know what? I'll push then
Okay.
Okay. I'm really stupid today, but I'm not tired.
Right. Those damage to which come after, you wake up for whatever reason. Maybe you had a restless sleep. You
It was the smell of
still
the misshapen.
right
It was just
Misgrown.
misgrown.
misgrown. But you don't get the sleepy condition, which is good. And let's see if anything happens that first quarter day.
Sleepy
And so
condition sounds bad.
you sleep through the first quarter day in the woods, Homer, and it's sort of restful, but you probably wake up with a nagging headache. Maybe you didn't go far enough from the misgrown to find camp and wake up to its smell, or just the thought that there's more of them around here, and you wake up with a bit of headache in a sleepy condition. Oh no, you wake up with a bit of a headache, and that's how you take kind of wits damage.
Yep.
And you kind of enter into this second quarter of the day.
Well, as long as
Which
nothing attacks. You mean nothing attacked us?
no, nothing attacked you. I'm
Okay.
rolling, I actually rolled Homer's wolf rolled 2d6 to see, but it was actually me.
Right,
Which
so
direction are you going to go?
we're going to continue in a straight direction.
Yeah, those are new hexes.
Yes, they are.
Oh.
Yeah. And who's leading the way and keeping watch?
Let me lead the way.
Okay.
Because my watch is like 2 dice less, so.
Right, and is it lead the way that you can do an automatic success?
Yeah, like right now I'm gonna do that.
Spend
I was back
willpower.
up to 10 willpower because my I was at 8 and then I rolled up 2 last time. So there you go. I burned another point.
Okay, so you have a lead the way success, and then Tanis keeps
Now,
watch.
oh, Joe actually did it this time. I was like, all we need now is for Joe to fail again with 6 dice. 6 dice and you push, and it's like, how the heck can 12 dice? Crazy.
And so you kind of come out of the forest a little bit in that section in the south, right? You're out of that forest. You come to the edge. You look across kind of the plains, kind of duck away into high grass because it's spring, and so you don't really see anything at the moment. This is prime Rust Brother territory, you have a group of plains lands in front of you. Somewhere in the east, there's the tributary of the Wash River and a lake kind of in the northeast that you're aware of. But you don't see anything as you kind of tuck into the edge of the forest or come to the scattered trees as the Arina Forest kind of fades away as you go southeast. And you enter that third quarter of the day. You still got a couple hours of light.
We're going to back up into the tree line if we made it out of the tree line and make camp. I don't want us to be lacking wits or being sleepy.
Okay. Yeah, so for the third quarter today, you're going to make camp?
Yep.
Who's going to make camp?
I think you should do it because it's survival, right?
Yeah. We'll make camp and.
I can't remember if I can help him or not.
See, I don't know if.
Usually we didn't do that. Usually one person would make camp, but we didn't count it lasting the whole quarter. The other people could.
I don't know. I don't know if you want your wolf to keep watch and you sleep. Because remember, we're gonna have to kind of rotate.
Well, you got to make camp first, right?
Right. He rolls make camp.
Don't use the flint. Don't forget I have flint and steel. Senna's got them on her pack.
Okay, so I'll put +1.
Yeah, you make camp and then we can figure it out.
Okay.
There you go.
Thomas easily makes camp. And who's going to sleep during this third quarter first?
Well,
Gina, is that not supposed to take a quarter to make camp? You mean?
Yeah, that's
what I
thought.
We've never really played it that way.
Okay.
What we did was someone made camp in the third quarter, and while they're making camp, they might set up the tent or find a camp spot first, and then they eventually make a fire. And then as long as they made camp in that third quarter, someone could sleep the third quarter and get benefit. If they failed their camp role, then they slept in the third quarter with survival. But we never said that it took a whole quarter because it doesn't make sense. It would take hours and hours to make a camp.
Yeah.
And so we always played it where if you made camp in the third quarter, the person who was sleeping in the third quarter got benefit.
I
Okay.
think you should sleep, and then what I'll do is make camp and keep watch.
Right.
Thumbs up.
Okay. So Homer sleeps and Tanis keeps watch.
And Asena can, yeah, I don't know where Asena fits in that whole. Does she sleep when I sleep then for simplicity's sake, or do you care?
Does she have her own keep watch?
Yeah, she's got pretty good scouting. She's got 5 dice.
Yeah, I imagine you could both sleep at the same time and leave Asena to watch. But and that's a reasonable play, for the future.
What do we do that after this watch or something? Or yeah, I guess we
Okay.
could have done that instead of you keeping watch. You could have slept right after Tanis.
I could. Well, what do you think? Do you want
I think.
us both to
Oh,
sleep?
why don't we just
She'll
roll with
get
it as we? Let's just leave it for now. One thing I just realized is that if something does sneak up on us, she'll be by herself. I mean, she would probably start barking and stuff, so it wouldn't be too bad. But
or how?
maybe next time we do that. We do it next one. She's actually pretty tough because she's got 8
Strength.
8 strength.
That is good.
So Tanis, you're keeping watch in the forest, and you hear the sound of whip and yelling. Move it! Along the edge of the forest. It's probably quarter mile away. You can hear the sound of it, and maybe the move it's the words eventually kind of filter through as they get closer. You probably hear the whip first, and
It's
then
getting closer, or is it like parallel to where we are?
yeah, you can hear it kind of getting closer. At first
Okay.
it's a little whisper, then you can hear the crack of the whip, and then eventually make out the words as it's moving in your direction, and maybe not right at you, but obliquely it's going to come close if they stay on that line. You kind of track them for a while, listening to the sound, and realize that they're going to pass within pretty close distance.
Okay. What is it that I can see?
At the moment you're in the tree line, are you standing or are you sitting near
I would,
home?
as it comes closer, if I hear the whip, I would, maybe stand by the tree and peek out from the tree.
Yeah, you see 2 Rush Brother guards and probably 4 commoners. They eventually come to like edge, and one of the Rush Brother guards says, "That's good enough, right there. Chop these down," and then draws his sword. Puts his whip away, draws his sword. The other one draws his battle axe. They kind of step back and they throw like one of those long two-person saws that you do to cut down trees. And the 2 groups, the 4 men obviously form 2 groups, and they kind of wearily pick up. They're in rags, and they start sawing through the tree while the Rush Brothers watch them.
Dean, if Hulmar gets woken up and it's just a combat, would he lose his benefit of sleep?
Yes.
Just the combat. It's minor.
Just a combat. Yes, if he gets woken up,
like,
if he gets woken up in
good
that
try, Joe.
manner.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
just the
So,
combat,
okay. About how far away are they?
They're close. Like you could see them. You're like tucked in behind a tree a little bit, standing up. Like you got up, probably moved a little bit, standing behind a tree.
Okay.
I envision you like looking around and seeing them. They're probably a short distance away.
Okay, what armor are they wearing? Chain?
Chain, right?
Okay.
Just on the
But
top, one has like a long sword, not a broadsword, but a long sword. The other one has a battle axe.
what I will do is from the tree, using it as a brace, I will fire the heavy crossbow and immediately drop it and start sprinting at them.
Okay. I think that's an ambush roll, really. And
Does
because
that,
they don't know you're there. You're in the forest. You're a short distance away with a crossbow is a -1 unless you have archer. Let me put them on the map, or put 2 of them on the map. Which
would
one
you
are you going
just
to
give me
shoot
a,
at?
would you just give me a +1? Maybe a normal +2, or it would cancel out?
Well, it's just a range modifier from short. Like you're getting a free action because you're ambushing them, and then they go to initiative. Like this is like a free action because I didn't have you roll.
So do you want me to put a -1 modifier?
Right. So for short action, all range modifier for short distance is -1.
-1.
Unless you
Okay.
have, unless you have a
Skill.
skill, right?
Nice.
Yeah, look at that.
I shot at the sword guy.
Okay. Let me put them on the
General map.
right. I'm going to use
Those heavy crossbows are
They're good.
killer, aren't they? You could push it. Why wouldn't you push it? I guess you don't want to screw
Let
up your agility because you're going into
look.
melee after this, aren't you?
Yeah.
They got
Oh
lots
yeah,
of armor though.
I could push it because the heavy crossbow got a 6, so I won't break it, right?
Exactly. And you're not going to use agility in combat, I don't think. You can parry their attacks and stuff, so
So you shot at which one?
The sword guy.
Okay. Let me make sure I got his armor right.
Like I said, immediately dropped. Right. Well, he should be 3 armor against it. And
Say
if
it
he's
again.
wearing a helm, I don't know if he's wearing a helm.
No, he just has chainmail, and so
Right. He has
chainmail.
3 defense against it.
Right, 3 defense because it's a piercing weapon. And so I will put his modifier at 3, or just roll 3 black dice.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier if I do it that way. All right, so he takes 3 damage.
He broke his chain, where his chain is disintegrating.
Oh yeah, so he
in some
loses
fashion.
2 to chain. Okay. Yeah, you see the heavy
Very
crossbow hit him.
effective.
Yeah, hit him right in the side. And you just hear him like he probably almost dropped his sword because he has no idea where it goes. The axeman looks up right away and yells
Pierced
out,
his lung.
right? Yells out, and I will put you 2 in, all 3 of you in initiative.
Well, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like
You're
I
a
said,
short distance away, so
I'll
go ahead.
charge.
Okay. All right. Tanis, you are short distance away. You fire your cross bolt. The axemen and the swordmen are essentially standing next to each other, or that close to each other.
Close to each other. Yeah.
Yeah. What does Tanis do?
Drops the crossbow and draws the broadsword and casts ice sword.
Okay, that would be.
And now drawing the sword, is that considered a move action?
Yeah.
Okay, then I don't draw it.
I think
wanna be
cast
able to.
counts as an action, right?
Yes. Um,
Mhm.
so at this distance, would they reach me in one round, or would they have to take a double move or anything?
They would double move. They would definitely have to move twice to go from near to short, right?
Okay.
One zone. You're
Now
one
that we're
zone.
not looking at a zone map, I forget.
Yeah, you're one zone away, so I do think they could close that distance. No, yeah, so they can move. Um, it's arm's length, near, short, long, and they can move one zone,
Okay.
one move action, and move one zone. They can go from near to arm's length.
Okay.
And go
So then my strategy will change then. I
okay,
won't charge them,
okay.
but I'll
You're
draw the
gonna wait.
broadsword and cast
Yeah,
spell.
I think that's reasonable because they're gonna have to move. I'm hoping I get the rules right, but that's what we'll do today. It's been a little while.
Oh geez.
Oh,
Is that
fuck.
all I ever do is roll mishaps? Oh, I gave myself syphilis. I
Yeah,
would not
so
be within arm's length. It would just be me.
yeah, it would just be you.
We'd have to figure
And
that out later, right?
yeah,
It's
we're
only
due to
two,
combat first because the
only two
virulence
die.
2 is disease happens for a while. So they move. They're gonna do it. Their Rush Brother, they're not gonna attack you flat on straight. They're gonna bracket
Mhm.
and close that distance and stick you in an inappropriate position. I would,
Right.
a lot of people call it inappropriate. It's not fair. They're taking up that much space and bracket you on either side.
You're gonna
Um,
sandwich me.
right, and that would really be their action. It would take their whole action to do that, to
Right.
move those
Right.
two, yeah, to do that and get in arm's length and essentially surround you in that sense. Uh, and that would be round 2, Tanis.
Start around 2.
Right. Homer, you can make a scouting roll, and at any point you can decide to wake up if you are successful.
This is the kind of the time I hope I fail and then just sleep away,
It's
wake up and
a
there's like just a
player's,
pool of blood and
yeah, the player gets to
Right.
decide.
I'm trying to keep you
oh,
asleep.
I'm kind of stupid too because I lost 2 wits.
Right.
So I
All right.
failed.
Yeah, you
Oh,
definitely don't want to roll that either because you already got a bane on your wits. All right,
That's
so
right.
Tanis, as these Russ brothers bracket you competently, what does Tanis do? He's put himself in a complicated position.
yes. But he's prepared to fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
they might
sun
look at
kind
him
of
like, oh,
sets,
this guy really doesn't know what he's doing.
right? Well, they probably look you cast Sword of Ice, so they can see that in your hand, and
Right.
so
Right.
right, you're not like
A
some
warrior.
bumbling idiot. The sun is low. You can just barely see it, like a rim of it. There's just enough light. You're kind of in this hazy sunset light battling these two Rush brothers in the trees. Uh, and what does Tanis do?
So, question: Sword Fighter 3 gives me a mighty artifact bonus.
Uh-huh.
So if I cast Ice Short Sword, I get a D10. So shouldn't I get a D10 and a D8 for that weapon?
Yep, you just add them both. They do kind of stack. You can, so
Okay,
you could
so
add in.
let me see. Where would I add that?
Let me pull up your attack and I can probably tell you.
Looking at
You could
the
either add it straight to modifiers like the ice sword. You could put sword fighter on there. and
Or-
you under
I mean, can I-
artifact, you could put a comma and D8. I think it'll work that way.
I could put both. I could put the 8 and the 10 down.
Yeah, it should roll it. It should roll.
So D8. I don't know if I can put a comma.
I think so. I think that's how
Okay.
we try it and see how if it works. If not, we'll try it the other way.
Right. So.
You
All
could
right.
try
So
space. You could try D10 space D8 and see if that works. But
like, you mean special? No.
on the modifier at the bottom, artifacts.
Oh, I see. Put in roll modifiers. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, you could probably put artifacts. You could put D10 space D8 and see if it rolls them both. Like type it in there.
I want a gear bone. I'm a little bit lost.
Or what you can do is just use the dice roller and roll the artifact by itself.
Okay, that might be easy for me. All right,
Can
so
I,
broad. Go ahead.
since it's a new turn, can I roll to wake up or?
No, that was at the beginning of this turn.
Oh shit! Really? Okay.
Right. Or the end of last turn. Either way, it's too early.
Oh,
What the hell?
oh. Somebody's gonna be a Rust Brothers slave.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice push. Oh my God,
And
Joe, you're the most unlucky and lucky guy.
it didn't roll
Gene,
more. It
Gene,
didn't
just to
roll.
remind you, I can
Uh-huh.
thrust with this weapon, so they're both pointed weapons,
Okay.
and I would know to do that. So, and this is the guy who only has 1 armor left.
Right, 1 armor for that. So you're still hitting the swordsman with
Yes.
4. Okay. Sounds good. So I will roll his dodge. Because that would be stupid not to. And no, we'll make him standing. Let's see what happens. So he takes 1 off. So he's taken 3 damage to his armor. And he
Only has 1 die left against a piercing.
and now if you have chainmail of 6, but then it goes
Mhm.
to 4, does that mean he still only gets 1? Or does he get 3 because it only drops it to 3?
Oh, that's a good point. But I would
Right.
think that you would consider it this way. It broke because it was a piercing weapon, so he would still only get 1.
Yeah, I
Know what
don't
I
I don't
mean?
mind doing that. That's fine.
Does that make sense? Because if I did it slashing, then he would get 4. That makes sense?
Yeah. I will roll it on the dice roller.
So just 1 die.
Right.
It broke. Now he's got no armor against piercing weapons.
Right. And you do 4 damage completely.
I did 3.
Right.
3.
And so what does it look like when Tanis kills him with his sword?
He plunges his sword into his abdomen.
Probably
And
right through the same gap that he has that you
Yes.
like cut off. Right. You could
And,
see the blood coming out of it and
and try to pull up on it, like open his bowels up, because he doesn't like Rust Brothers. Neither
Right.
are my characters.
And so you just see him drop his sword, clutch his belly, his ruined armor, and fall over, trying to maybe hold his belly in and flop over on the side. And his blood just keeps pouring out, and until he goes still. Does Tanis do anything else?
Well, I can do another attack. So my question is, I use my fast action, so I should be able to attack the other guy. Correct?
Right. I don't think you've used any action at the moment. Oh, right. Aside from that attack, but
Other than that, right? Other than
right.
My fast action would be this next attack.
Okay.
No, see now if I click Ice Short Sword, it's giving me 2 D10 artifacts. I don't want that. What I'll do is I'll just roll, and then I'll
You
add
should
a
be able-
D8.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my god,
And then-
another
and then-
noodle roll with a push with no bane. Oh my god.
And then the D8.
Right. And you would push that one because, or
Yeah, you
roll.
push
would.
that one too.
I would, because I can't get any harm from
Banes.
that one, right?
Right. So
Right.
you would, yeah, you're just looking for,
Well,
a 6.
And the fact that you push the other ones means you have to push that one, I think.
Right. Okay. So he's taking 3 straight. I think that he is going to dodge and stay on his feet. And
Dodges into it.
yeah, because they don't push.
Exactly.
They don't push, and so he just gets flat armor.
Right. So 3 armor, and
He gets
took 3.
he gets 6 for 3, 6 for 2, so he actually gets 5 armor because he's wearing a helm.
Okay. One
He
guy
just gets-
is and one guy isn't.
Yeah, the axeman. He's an axeman. Like they're always wearing that stuff.
So he gets 5.
Right. So the helm
Cool.
counts as 2. He would normally have 8,
Yep.
but he drops the chain to 3, so that's 3 plus 2 is 5, and so he soaks
1.
up 1.
But
Right.
he also is armor damage.
Right. Armor
He's
damage.
soaked up 2. He takes 1, correct?
Right. He takes 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And let me make sure that I put that on there. I'm just going to say you rent his chainmail. Like, I expect you're striking him at the torso,
That's
not
where,
on his
right, that's where I would be
Yep.
aiming, not how much
his
his head.
helmet. So he takes 1, and he's used his fast action to dodge, and he gets to attack you.
Yep.
You just see him take his axe over his head. Time to die. And you probably stick him just as he does that. Pulls his axe over his head. You stick him, draw a little bit of blood. He
Hesitates
just
a little
snorts,
bit. Yeah.
yeah, he snorts at it like it's no big deal. Brings his axe down.
Well, that's a lot of dice.
Does he
There's some
push?
delay. There it is.
I will.
You,
This is slashing, right?
yeah, it is an axe, right?
Okay. Oh. Nice.
Yeah, it's
You completely dodge it.
yeah,
Yep.
you completely dodge it. Gonna have to start pushing these guys, I think. Yeah, you just move out of the way as you stick him, and he brings his axe down. It just misses you, and he goes swoop around. Hulmar, you can make a check to see if you wake up.
And I know the goblin's sleeping, so I kind of whisper to him, "That's the best you can do, Russ, brother."
If you die now oh man, I will be a dead man.
All right, Homer, you can decide to wake up when you want.
Or stay
Tanis,
sleeping.
or stay sleeping.
I think I'm gonna stay sleeping. I
At
think
the
Tanis
moment,
has
right?
got this.
You're
see what
confident?
Yeah, you're going first. You got this.
You're circling around like this axeman, Russ brother. You kind of step over the other guy who's dead. He steps over. It doesn't even look at it. He just keeps looking at you. Gets his axe ready. He has it in front of him. What does Tanis do?
Let's try to stick him again. Maybe more effectively this time.
I think if this was like a scene in a movie, you'd cut to like Hulmar and you'd see him and Asena just kind of like hugging each
Cuddled.
other. Yeah, cuddling together, sleeping like two
Senna's ears
babes.
would rotate a little bit. They'd come up and
Yeah,
rotate a little bit, and then they would
and
just
then
go
her
back down.
and then they go back
She'd
down.
hear
She's
the
having
one
a
guy
dream.
die. Right.
Her
She'd hear the
paws would
one
go
guy
like this.
die and figure, oh, it's
Yeah,
okay.
that's right.
Oh,
And then her
Gene,
paws would move because
I
she's
have a,
having a dream.
I have a question before I roll. So, rank 1 sword fighter, I get a +1. But rank 3, I get an artifact die. So, am I supposed to get an extra artifact plus the? I'm not
Yeah,
sure that's coming
if you
up.
actually click the
Yeah.
sword fighter, if you click the sword fighter little radio button, it'll add that +1 in for you automatically.
Okay.
Yeah, so hit the button,
Okay.
where it says
Yeah, you
sword
should
fighter.
get like a D8 for that, and then like another dice for your ice thing, right?
I'm supposed to get. Let's see if this works right. I hope so.
Should roll it all at once.
Let's see. I don't see.
I wonder. Oh,
It's something's not right here because I don't see any.
you know,
So
you know what might be weird?
roll your D10. I think it's rolling your
He's
D8, but D10.
Well,
your player account in the bottom left. It says that you're a mage. I don't know if that matters or not.
No, I'm gonna roll something. I'm gonna roll you for just a second to see if it works. If I do it this way, look at my roll.
wow, that's
I
impressive.
can't even see your roll.
So what you do is when you
Oh, there
roll
it is.
next time, and you
Wow.
click on your broadsword, when you have the artifact die on the bottom, it says D8. Just put space D10, and it'll roll that D10 for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. This
I
time you
used to
can
do
just
that with
roll.
Wilfred.
Yeah, you can just roll a D10 on using the dice roller. But
Shit.
so roll a D10, so you can get that thing in there. A 7. So a D10 and a 7. You wouldn't roll that from the. You wouldn't. That would not have pushed. So that adds one more success. So you do 3 damage.
Right.
And he
should get 4 armor again.
3 damage. I think he is going to let that go to armor. He actually gets 5 armor, like last time.
Well, he damaged it. Didn't
Did he damage it last time too?
Yeah, I thought he damaged it by 1.
Oh, okay. So he gets 4. Okay.
I mean, this might be the difference, Gene.
I know. So his armor soaks up 1 from the 3 that he's taken. So he takes 2.
He's taken a total of 2 so far, right?
He's taken 3. He took 1 the first time, and he took 2 this time.
I only did 2 this time. Doesn't he? He defended against 1, right?
No, he did 3 because we're talking about the artifact die that didn't put it in your
Oh,
roll.
right. I'm sorry. I
Right.
forgot
So he
about
did
the
a
artifact.
total of 3 because of the artifact die. Is Tanis going to use his second attack?
He's going to try to finish him off.
Okay.
Right. So mark sword fighter and then do what?
And so where it says D8, just put space D10.
It says D8 on there now.
Right. So just go in there and click on it and then put space D10. So it'll say D8 space D10.
Oh, I see. But I don't need to mark the ice short sword box though, right?
You mark the short sword box. You mark the sword fighter box to get the extra die, the one.
Right, I did that. Yeah,
Yeah. So, and then you put the D10, so you get the other D10.
D10 and D8.
Yeah.
I would definitely push that.
Whew. He's going to dodge. He's going to dodge first and stay on his feet.
It's too bad we don't use the advanced combat single, like one-on-one rules. That would have been really cool here. Or used
And
those
then he's
before.
going to roll his armor, which is 4, because he's taken 2 at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah,
Good hell.
you hit him, Tanis, and you must just hit the stronger part of his armor, or he leans over and you just hit him at the top of the shoulder where the links are pretty overlapped, and you just
Plant
catch
feet
along.
low.
Catch along his chain, drag it across there. You could hear it, and he just looks at you and smiles. I hope your goblin stays asleep.
Well, he is
You have to
bleeding
get in there
though,
and kill
right?
him. What?
I mean, he is
He is
hurt.
injured. He is injured.
He's still confident though.
Yeah, he's so confident. He's
Mighty guy say, so I respond back, mighty confident for a guy who's gonna die.
still.
I get a +1 for dodge. Should that automatically add that in there, or do I have to put it in the modifier?
Let's see what happens when you.
I'll roll it.
Wait a second. What? Why are you dodging? You can parry his attack.
Well,
I
I
don't
get a
think you-
free dodge. I use my fast action to do 2 attacks.
Right.
But
Parry is
what
a
are you a
fast.
sword fighter? Don't you have?
Yeah, but is it free? Is it free to parry? Hold on.
Oh, no, it's not free. But you can attack your parry rolls. You get a +1 when you parry. You get like a lot of
Right.
dice when you parry. You get all your dice when you parry.
But it is a fast
We-
action, right?
Yeah, it's a fast action. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing with your 2 fast actions?
Attacking a second time.
I only get
Oh.
1 fast action, don't I?
Right. You only get
Yeah,
one fast
you get
action.
one.
So I use that by attacking a second time. That's why having a better parrying ability really won't help because of the ambidextrous and sword fighter.
Well, you get to roll all your dice when you parry. So you roll like your D8 and all that shit too.
Right, but what I'm saying is that would kind of kill the idea of ambidextrous.
Yeah, it's just that you're like right on the wire. I don't know how close you are to going down, but
All right.
Well, at
might
the
be worth having
moment,
a good defense.
he's going to sleep.
So, Gene, that
What?
did not put the right. I should have another D6.
You can roll a d6 with the
Because-
regular,
Let me just
regular
double
die.
check.
Uh-huh.
Fast footwork 2 give me a +1 bonus to dodge.
Be right
Yes,
back.
you
Just
just
gonna go use the
you would
boys.
put that you would put that in like the modifier or change it so it would have been a -1, but okay. So you still have no successes.
I'll push.
Okay. So push the 1 first and then roll another d6.
And then roll it.
Oh, look at that. 2
Oh,
successes.
2 successes.
Right. So you dodged both of them.
And I stayed on my feet. with
And
my
you
foot.
stayed on your feet. How does that look as he's bantering back and forth?
Well, you can see it looked like he strained himself because I took agility damage. So I was like, somehow he maybe pulled a muscle as he was stepping out of the
Homer,
way.
Do you wake up or are you letting it ride? I think he's letting it ride.
Oh, he went to the
Tanis,
bathroom, I think.
right? Tanis, round 3. Homer's asleep. I imagine you're still circling him. It's you or him. It down to the wire. Whoop.
Yeah. So should the modifier be -1? Why would it be -1?
Standing
Oh,
dodge.
wait. No. Sorry. I had ambidextrous marked, and I don't have to have it marked.
Yeah.
Just making sure I got it right. Okay. Oh. Did I get the negative on strength?
Strength.
My strength. I could push that.
Yeah, you're
You're
not.
pressing fate.
You could push it. You just go to 1 strength, but you won't die.
Right.
Oh, all right. He is.
Mighty blow. So is he gonna try to parry or dodge?
Yeah, I was. He. I don't think he can. Can he parry with his axe?
Oh, he can.
Yeah, I don't think it's a parry weapon. I'm almost
not.
positive.
Yeah, it's not.
Right. And he doesn't have that skill. He doesn't have axe fighter to that skill, so he has to dodge, which he will do. So he's still taking 3, and he would roll his armor.
Yeah.
3.
This is Reggie.
And so,
That's Reggie.
how does it look when he kills him, Tanis?
So
Just
he
in the nick.
So he destroyed his armor almost completely. So I must have plunged it through his rib cage.
Yeah, shredded his armor. It's useless now.
Yes. Yeah, both their armor. I destroyed both their armors.
It's probably cutting back, and as you bring the sword out, it just like shreds it almost in half. It's just, you'd have to take it to a smith to even think about getting it fixed. And the forest goes quiet, except for Homer's snoring. What does
Yeah, you
Tanis
hear a
do
little
now he
sawing log.
Yeah, I'm
laid
gonna
these
go
2
over.
guys out?
Yeah, I don't know if the commoners saw what happened, but I'm gonna casually walk over to them, bleeding pretty severely at this point.
Right. You like stagger over there, really. Stagger.
Yeah, because I have 1
Stagger.
agility and 1 strength left. So
And
Good
they just
Lord,
kind of
man.
look at you. They're in rags, and they just look at you and say, "Sir," and they're bony and partly starved. Where are you from?
Hobo
You
Town.
can tell their accent's a little bit different, so maybe they're from the east. They're not from these lands.
Would you like some food?
Yes. You're gonna give them food?
I'm gonna give them food and then point them in the direction of Hobo Town.
Okay.
And keep the goblin sleeping.
Now, are you gonna give them enough food for each of them, or are you gonna give them half rations?
I
There's
will see what I got. So I only have a D8 food, right? I wouldn't have. Would I have what a druid normally would have?
Yeah, I think that's what you had when I looked at
Okay.
you had a D8 food.
Okay. Well, I can't give them more than 1 ration, right? That's
Yeah,
gonna
so they're
bring me
given
down.
yeah,
So
you
I
can
give
go
them
to
a half
D6.
ration.
Okay. So you go down to a D6, but and you kind of point them on the direction to Hobo Town. You give
And I
them
give them
water,
water too. Half a ration of water each.
and so you would lose 2 dice of water and go to a D8.
No. I would give them half a ration of water too. I'd go to a
Oh,
D10.
well, there's 4 of them, so you're
Oh,
giving.
right.
If you give them
Right.
half a ration of water apiece, then it's 2 rations, so it's 2
Right.
dice.
So you're right. So they get a quarter of food and
Okay. And
a half ration of water, and see what I got. I offer them bear. Well, maybe they don't want a bear trap. Do they have obvious wounds, Gene? Or are they just like
no,
fatigued?
they're just emaciated and,
Okay.
ill-fed, you know, that, as a slave would look enough to that they could saw down a tree, but, they wouldn't really last long. They die from disease. And
Offer a broadsword to them if they want to take it.
yeah, I think they would. Like they're going to be marching through the forest to try to get to Hobo Town. You guys are giving them good directions, but they still have the
Yeah, a
forest
ways
to
to
make it
go.
through, right?
Yeah.
You give them the axe and the broadsword from the fighters.
Yeah. Did the fighter have a broadsword or a longsword?
Longsword, my fault. Longsword, yeah.
Okay. So would they accept the longsword? Because I could give them a broadsword.
No, they would take the longsword and the axe. They probably even put on the
Okay.
armor and the helm. They're beaten up, but it's better than nothing.
Right. 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 I'm sure they would wear the helm because the helm at this point gives better defense than the armor does. But
Right. I mean, the armor gives them like one or, it's a quarter of what it would normally be, but, at least it's
right.
protecting something.
Right.
They'd probably strip them of their clothes and their boots and
Yes.
put on their broken armor. They can't pull it apart, but they can get into it, and at least they give them some protection.
Yep. And was there a cart with horses?
No, they were going to drag it back with chains.
Okay. Oh, make them drag it back. Okay, so there was
Right.
no cart or anything.
Right.
And before I send them on their way, I asked them, where did you guys come
Yeah, they tell you that they are collecting lumber. There is like a group of them, and there's probably a couple teams that are hacking down trees and dragging them out a short distance away to the remaining wagon train. There's probably 3 or 4 wagons. There's 4 teams of woodcutters. There's just an argument between some of the Rush brothers. So their 2 Rush brothers just decided to come up a little bit further so they didn't have to listen to the other guys.
So are they, but do they have an idea like they're coming from the east? Are they coming from the south? From the north?
Right, they're coming from the northeast.
Northeast, okay.
Right, they're in a wagon train that's going to eventually go to the northeast towards Dryhold. And there's probably a wagon train of 4 wagons and 8 to 10 slaves. And there was 8 brothers, but now there's only 6.
Right.
They say it's kind of not too far, like a quarter of a mile. It kind of points you in the right direction as the sun's setting. It's going to be dark. They're probably not going to travel through the night. They'll probably bed down close to you and leave in the morning.
Okay. Well, I welcome them since we already made camp. I welcome them to our camp.
Okay. And yeah, they're exhausted. Like they kind of fall asleep with their sword and the axe. The 4 of them kind of stay together. Eventually, the quarter is going to end. Like they follow you back at camp. They see Homer and the wolf Asenna. Asenna's ears probably open, her eyes open, and she growls a little bit, and her ears swivel a bit. But then, as long as she sees you, and they kind of just lay down and ignore her and go to sleep.
Right.
Eventually, Homer's going to wake up in this 4th quarter and just find himself surrounded.
I feel like a newborn goblin.
Right. And
So
Alice is
he'll
like,
look
it's your
around.
turn. It's your turn. And I'm like, oh, don't mind those 4.
He's gonna be completely baffled. What happened?
I'm
Where'd
sure
these
I'm
come
sure
from?
he would be. Well, they were being slaved by Rust brothers, and I
Where are the
dispatched the 2 Rust brothers.
what? You had all the fun and you didn't wake me up?
Oh, you need your sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think anybody would probably be surprised that I didn't wake them up.
You look like you handed them You handled it pretty well yourself, although you do look a little bit worse for wear.
I don't know. With a quick look, he thinks I look pretty bad, probably.
Right. He's probably leaning up against a tree, like he's holding himself up.
Right. I probably am. You know, and I bandaged myself a little bit. You know, using my bandages.
He kind of
Yeah,
crawls
open
into
his-
I'm like,
the camp.
yep. And so I'm like, Tag, you're it. I need to sleep.
All right.
All right, that means you enter this fourth quarter. The four commoners, two of them are wearing broken chainmail with a longsword and an axe, and Homer and Asena are keeping watch in the dark.
Just the way we like it.
Yeah, I like the idea that the goblin has night vision. So I think he probably feels relatively secure since two of them will be watching.
We're the best ones in the business. So what happens now?
You got to
You
roll.
roll. You
Oh, you
you
wait, we
roll.
roll?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to
we're
roll.
we're waiting on you.
You got to leave
Uh-oh.
that be.
Hold on, let's roll Asena's.
Yapping.
Yeah, Asena can't push because she can't be broken. Only Homer can push.
Oh,
15 dice I rolled. 15 dice. And not a single, not even a bane.
no.
Oh my god. Not even a bane. Like not a bane and not a success. I rolled two, 3, 4, 5, 15 times.
Yeah, Homer, you're like sitting there with Asena. Maybe the action kept Asena awake, and the wolf is like laying up next to you and got her head across your lap, and you know she's asleep. Like her tongue partly comes out, and she starts making those little yippy sounds like when they're sleeping. And her paws are moving a little bit.
Yeah, the paws are moving, the dreams.
Right, and it just distracts you enough that you don't see them coming. They notice you because of the exceptional yes. They probably came across the dead Rush brothers because they were stripped down, laying naked dead in the forest, and they found them and then just kind of followed the track and eventually saw you and circled around and catch you completely unaware, which is terrible. I know, but it is what it is. Right.
We're hoping that it's just two of them. Not the
Yeah,
rest
roll
of the team.
1d4.
Oh Jesus!
What the fuck? 15 dice and I didn't see these clowns. I don't. No. Dean pushed it. He turned on this toggle switch. It's like all player dice fail or something.
Too bad you can't automatically succeed on scouting, right? Not just finding your way, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check, but I think it's just finding my way.
I think so.
Even though I think it's too late now to go back, but let me just double check.
I don't think. Well, I don't think there is anything that allows you to automatically succeed in your scouting.
No, it's forage, hunt, or lead the way.
Yep.
All right, let me find my
4 on 3.
Yeah.
You're on 3.
Well, really 4 on 2 because I'm barely standing.
Darn it. I forgot where I put. Oh, it must be under. No, it's not under there. I'll find him in just a second.
Can you roll like what time this happened? Because the sword, I might still have the sword as I'm bedding down.
Oh, how long the sword would last?
How long into the?
Oh, sure. So a shift is there's 4 shifts, and so it's 6 hours, and so you could roll 1d6. I mean, it may happen soon.
Yeah.
Maybe early.
I roll 1. Okay, never mind.
All right.
And where should I look at overcharging? Is that going to be just in the beginning of the magic?
Yeah, well, it will be in magic, and it will, I'll pull my book out and see. And see what it says about overcharging as far as time, how long it lasts. Did you overcharge the ice sword that last time?
Current time. What would it be in the? Is it in the
I'll get my book.
DM's guide? Is it in the DM's guide?
No, I think it's in the regular. Homer, you're sitting there with your wolf who is asleep, and you hear.
Is
118. Bow shot.
Is that an armor roll I gotta do then?
Yeah, because I don't think you can dodge it. You don't know it's coming, and so it's just flat out armor roll.
See if the
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
say, Joe. It just says it increases the
Doesn't.
power level.
Right, it doesn't say.
Yeah.
the armor takes it, deflects it.
Yeah, so what happens when the arrow hits you?
I think he probably would have been like he probably would have gone down to like rub Asena's belly, and at that point it's like the arrow that was going for his heart like bounces off his shoulder and it like sticks into one of the trees. Boom.
Well, then we go to initiative.
Do I get a chance to yell out, or do I have to wait till my turn?
Yeah, that's a free action on your turn. Like if you beat them in initiative, you get to yell out. Otherwise, they're
Okay, so I have to
charging.
wait.
Yeah, they're charging. So
Poor guy
Homer,
charging me.
you want to roll, or you want me to roll them first?
I'll just roll, Gene. 5.
Okay. Look at
Oh, I got a
that.
chance. I gotta
that's
roll a
not
Senna as well, or when does the Senna go?
And Asena goes with you.
Okay.
I mean, I could
And-
put her on there, but I
simplify things.
Yeah, just leave her
simplify
there.
it.
Leave her there.
She's next to you, but and she can surely attack and get in trouble, but I'll just put
Yeah.
her right there. You look up and you probably can tell the bowman in the dark at a near distance, and you just see the flicker of the hand. You can hear it go back, and you hear the arrow come out of the what's that thing it comes out of? And you just hear it go
Quiver?
quiver. Yeah, it
Oh.
comes out of the quiver. You just hear it come out of the quiver. Maybe hit the top stiffer area at the very top, and takes it and puts it in her bow, and she shoots it right at you, or tries to.
Jesus, that's a lot of dice.
Now you obviously can dodge this, and I don't know what Homer's skills are because I haven't looked, but you can dodge, or you can let it go to armor itself.
Okay. He's a decent dodger. That's not a slash, right? It's piercing. So
Yeah, it's
Piercing.
piercing.
yeah, we'll stay on our feet.
Okay. So
So I
far, you're still
take.
you could push, but you're still taking 2.
No, I'm not gonna push. I'll just take the. I'll
Okay.
roll the armor.
And then when you roll armor, you only get 3 for your chainmail, so you roll a total of 4 dice.
Yeah, plus my helmet.
Right. So it's 3. Yeah.
Oof.
Good lord. I think Hulmar just needs to die as punishment for being such a fucktard tonight with his dice.
Out of
Jesus Christ.
out out of 4 dice, you roll 3 banes.
Yeah, yeah.
That is crazy. Um,
You just have a light helm. You don't have a.
Yeah, I just got a light helm, I think.
right. So that
Studded
arrow
leather cup.
that arrow must just hit it right in the perfect spot, because it kind of causes a bunch of links to explode just in the force of it, and just embeds itself into Homer, and he takes 2 damage. And
So
it's
it
his
takes
turn.
3 damage, right? 3.
No, he takes 2 because you dodged.
Yeah, but the armor itself is like
Yeah, the armor.
3
The
down.
armor. I think the armor only takes 2 because it was only going to take 2 damage. I don't think it only takes damage for each one of the hits it misses. I think, isn't that right? That's
No,
the
I think
way.
it's every bane. I'm pretty sure it's every bane.
Yes.
All right, then your armor takes 3. So your chainmail would be ineffective against piercing weapons.
Right. He would just
Yeah.
have his helm
I'll just
against piercing weapon.
walk with my head. Okay, I'm gonna yell. We're under fire. We're under attack.
As you spit up blood.
Yeah, and then so that's a free action, and then can I quickly wake up a Senna? Like I don't know.
I think Asena
She-
wakes up as soon as you
she's-
stand up.
Oh,
I thought
okay, can I?
she was keeping watch with you. I thought.
Right, she was just laying
Something.
across your lap,
They,
and so
the Rust Brothers have spells now. They're casting sleep spells and distraction spells. Can I
and
jump on her and like ride away a move?
yeah, I mean, you can use
Take a
your
shot,
move
right?
action to, yeah, you can use your move action to mount, and you can have her use her move action to run.
Yeah. Like a move to mount, that's a fast action, right?
Yeah,
So I could shoot once then.
yeah, I think so.
I yelled to the. I know they're weak, but I yelled to the slaves, 2 arms.
Um, can I shoot at the bow man or the bow woman or whatever it is?
You
Bow
could shoot
fighter?
at any of them.
Yeah, I'll take a shot at the bow fighter. Good lord. Look at that
Oh.
fucking roll.
Oh,
I guess it's not
Yeah,
terrible, but
that's
she hasn't
respectable.
moved. I think she's gonna dodge.
okay. I'm gonna use a point to bypass her armor, FYI.
Nice.
Okay. So she dodges first.
And then I'll probably shoot a second time.
How do you do that?
One success. With my talent. Fast shooter.
Mhm.
Can I? You can only need to spend a fast action to shoot with a ranged weapon. Oh no, so I can't because my fast
Right.
action was to get on the mount. Yeah.
Yeah. So she
You know what?
takes
Actually, Gene, hold on a second. Actually, then wait a second. I've got, if I don't use that willpower, I've got 9. Let me just see how Path of the Arrow works. Once you've used up all your actions to the running, spend a willpower to melee attack again. Oh, you can only do this once per round. When you hit with a ranged weapon. How does this work? So you could spend one one willpower point to use rank 1.
I think you only can use the power. You can only spend 1 willpower on the talent once per turn.
No,
You
there's
understand?
the rule.
Is it?
No,
Increase the damage.
it's like the sword fighter skill. You can use it. You can use the rank 1 skill on your first attack, and then you can. And then your
Okay.
turn is over, and then it says once you've used up all your actions during the round, you can spend a willpower point to immediately attack again using a ranged weapon.
That's fine.
And you can only do this, and then on this second one though, you can't use any willpower point
Willpower.
extra to do bypass armor.
So I see.
The other one is the fast shooter rank 3, and that one, if I have all my actions, then I can shoot. I think you can shoot it like up to 3 times in a turn
Right.
if
Right.
you don't move and you use all your stuff. So
Right. So he's going to spend another willpower to shoot again.
Fire again.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and I looked on the Discord things to figure out how it works, and that was the thing we kind of settled on a while back. So I don't think I'm doing any
So far,
bullshit here.
she's taken 3, right?
Oh yeah,
Right.
you got to roll. Did you roll her dodge? Okay, you did her dodge for the first one.
Yeah. Now are you shooting her again?
Yeah, so there's the shot, but she gets full armor on this if you.
Probably only has leather, right?
She's just really
Maybe.
fast though. So her
Yeah.
agility is so fast because she's a bowman.
hmm
So it's her agility and move for dodge. Oh, she already dodged, so she just gets her armor. But let me
Yeah, she had
change
like
that.
7 dice to dodge.
And so she only gets 3.
Taken 3 already, right?
Yeah,
Right, she's already taken 3.
3 or 2 because I think she dodged 1 point of it or something. I can't remember.
So she takes
Yay!
1 more. Yeah, so you thread 2 arrows right at the bowman, and you just see her just kind of fall against a tree, grabs it slowly and just slides down as you mount and have a Senna take off
Yeah, I'm just gonna move one.
to like
Don't.
short distance.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Oh.
They're
They
like,
don't
F
even
this. They're like, F this.
right. Like crazy dice today.
It is.
Exceptional yes means like as soon as combat happens, you see all 4 of them. Like you don't see it, but Homer do. They just
Boogie.
go off into the woods, into the dark, 4 different directions, each of them on their own. You know, it's not one for all for one. It's one for one. Lucky you, one of us are going to survive, and they just all like scatter into the forest, and that's what happens. What does Tanis do when he's woken up?
Have to.
He comes stumbling out of the tent. You probably see the last arrow of Homer hit the bowman. You hear it go foom, and your eyes follow it. You see the bowman for you. Look up and you see 2 very close swordsmen within
They near.
yeah, near distance, almost on top of you, but they're in near distance, not arm's length. As you stumble out of the tent, what does Tanis do?
Okay. So just the swordmen are near, the axeman is short, or is he near?
I think all of them are near distance. They're
Okay.
just not in arm's length.
Okay. One of the swordsmen, I'm going to cast Heart of Ice.
Okay.
Really bad. Oh, great.
He gets
No
no
pain. Holy
defense
shit.
against that. right?
No defense. He takes 3 wits, which I'm hoping puts him down.
Yeah, you just see him like clutch himself and then just go to his knees.
Incapacitated.
Yeah, incapacitated.
2 down, 2 to go. I yell.
2 down, 2 to go.
Hmm.
I was so
Wait,
hoping the commoners would like provide some chaff here, but good lord.
At least have a cheering section.
Yeah, at least a cheering section.
so
Be some meat
Tanis casts
shields.
Heart of Ice and puts one of the Rust Brother swordsmen to his knees, and he's
Out of
standing at this tent. What else does he do?
He's going to prepare to defend himself, obviously.
Okay, stand his ground.
Yeah, stand my ground and draw my broadsword.
Okay, yeah, I think that they close in on you.
Yeah.
Because Hulmar is too far away on a wolf. You stumble out of the tent. They see you do something and cast magic. Like it's obvious what you are, and it drops one of the swordsmen immediately. They take their move action to close in on you and attack.
I don't
The
know
sword.
that they're familiar with ice magic.
No, but I think they're Rust Brothers, so they know magic. They don't. They
Right,
probably don't
right,
know what's happened, but they see you
right.
do something. Immediately, one of them kind of drops.
Recognized
Um,
as magic, yeah.
right. And the swordsman strikes out at you uh, with his broadsword.
Right, so this first one, since I do have a fast action, I will try to parry
Okay.
that. Let me make sure I have. It's not a stab. Right, it's a slash.
Yeah, it is a slash.
Okay.
Right. So you
Oh,
parry
look
it.
at that.
Ching! Swords come together and parry that. And the axeman beside him swings his axe just as you're parrying the other swordsman. Oh, you're so lucky. Misses completely. Which brings us to the start of the round. Changing positions doesn't really matter because
No.
Tanis is 2 and Homer is 5. I don't expect it's going to change much. And so, what does Tanis do? He's got a swordsman on the right and the axeman on the left. Past them is another swordsman on his knees. It's just got his hands in his head.
Right. Considering how effective that Heart of Ice spell is, I kind of look over at the swordman and cast Heart of Ice.
Okay.
Thrust my hand out. You might see like frost come and maybe hit his chest. And of course, a mishap. That's 3 out of 4 mishaps, Gene. You know that, right?
Yeah, welcome to Lork in my life. We throw mishaps all over the place.
Oh, I'm depressed.
Stolen. Oh, okay. That's just terrible.
All right, that's
Um,
an
You
got
or
it.
the player? The player or the character is depressed from those rolls.
right.
Both.
So that he drops the second swordsman with another uh, heart of ice. And does he do anything else?
No, he spent the rest of his time dodging.
Okay. Homer, you see, you get on a Senna and ride away a little bit. You see Tanis stumble out. You see both swordsmen go down to their knees. Um, what does Homer do?
Oh well, this is it. Now I get a Senate to plant plant her feet and stay still. And I'm gonna open up on this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot like 3 times at him. So how do we do this? What's the timing of this? I'll just show them. So I've got rank 2 in this. And rank 3 in this.
So you
You've
would
used up all your actions.
Right.
So
You
would I
get
use
2
fast
shots.
shooter?
You get 2
Fast
shots.
shooter to
So you'd make those
shoot.
2 shots, decide which one you're going to spend a willpower to bypass armor,
Okay.
and then you would make that 3rd shot. You know, 2 of those shots are going to be flat out, and then you would make that 3rd shot.
3rd shot being the path of the arrow one, I think. Yeah.
Or fast shooter. Yeah, or yeah, path
I
of the
think
arrow.
fast shooter has to go first, right? They take 2 shots. And I think I would only be able to use like a bypass armor on one of those, I think.
Right. Bypass armor on one of them, and then
Yeah.
You take the 3rd shot.
Yeah, that's sounds good.
So
Okay,
you'd make
the
1
dice are
shot
in our
first.
favor here. Sorry?
You make 1 shot first,
Yeah, here we go.
and decide if you're going to use willpower to bypass armor.
Yeah,
Okay.
done.
He can't really dodge you because he's engaged with Tanis. So he takes 3. You see the arrow stick in his side as he's
awesome.
circling Tanis, right? And then you make
He
your
lets out
Solid hit.
Hulmar lets out a high shrill war cry. Because you know he's a
And I,
goblin, right?
I just look at him and smirk as the arrow hits him.
and Homer makes his 2nd shot.
Like you weren't expecting that, were you, son of a bitch?
Oh, that didn't look very good.
Right. So he
That
gets
one I'll just I'll just leave
he
that
gets
one.
armor. Yeah, he gets
Armor,
armor
yeah.
that way. So he gets 6 dice of armor. So yeah, that arrow just kind of goes ching off his armor, and then Homer gets his 3rd shot.
Maybe
Yep.
hit him in the helmet.
Now this one I don't think I can use a bypass. I'm
No.
not even sure.
No, you can't bypass twice. It's too bad, but you can't bypass twice. He only
Okay.
gets armor. You only
Now
can use
that-
that.
Right, but his armor took damage.
He doesn't take
Oh, and
damage unless he doesn't take damage. I thought unless he takes because he overdid it. Like he's
Yeah,
Oh, I
he
see.
succeeded.
I see.
Yeah, he succeeded.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
he didn't take any damage. But don't forget on this, he doesn't get. It's a piercing attack. Don't forget that.
right. I did. I took off his armor. He only
Okay.
rolled. He has 8 total dice, but he only rolled 6.
Yeah.
I mean, he only rolled right. He has 8 total dice, so he should roll 5. So he takes.
Cool. So he takes a
3
total 3 more.
That should take him out.
Did 6 total damage to him, I think, right? 3 and
No,
3.
5. You only did 5. Tanis.
No,
he staggered.
Gene, I did 3 and 3. Look
No,
up at
because
the
his
top,
armor
'cause
took
the first one I did 3 and I bypassed.
right
The
3.
second one he absorbed,
Right.
and then the third one was 3.
Oh, he did kill him. Darn, I thought he had 1 left.
Look at that. Gene was trying to pull a fast one on us, Joe. See that?
But he's like, these guys are doing too well.
Yep.
3.
Save that.
Oh,
Save that for when Lork's here with his godlike Eladin guy.
No, you guys thought you were. I mean, that's pretty darn good at combat. You both could. Tanis could have easily died. He's lucky
yeah.
that he. He's
Oh, we
lucky
know.
that he's lucky he missed his first attack. He's rolling like 8 or 9 dice and he rolls no successes. Otherwise, Tanis is going down.
No,
You
I
think
know.
my-
It's not.
Right.
Well,
not
I
cocky.
think And the spell was pretty effective too.
Yeah,
Spell.
the spell work, you realize, oh, maybe that spell really is good. That was really good use of spell. You didn't really get too much badness with the spell, even though you had mishap. And you use it. Now, did you use 6 willpower total for those, right?
I used 4 because
Oh,
I
and you
get,
just,
remember, as a half elf, I get a bonus.
oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah, that was fun combat. I just that one miss and both Homer and Tanis working together like that and Tanis using those spells really kind of turned the tide because Tanis has one
Did.
strength yet.
Yeah.
Did.
He just cold cocked those guys like one shot out.
Well, I
Right.
think
And
that
you,
if I didn't use spells, I think we would have been in trouble.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you would have been in trouble. I just would have rode away, but yeah.
You would have been like, goodbye.
I would have
See you
followed
later.
you back when they took you prisoner. You know, I'd find out where the camp is, but that would have been like another whole adventure to get you back.
Very noble of you.
and the exceptional yes when they ran, that's hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
It is.
Let's take like a 5-minute break so I get something to drink.
Yep.
But congratulations, that was a fun combat. Even from my
That
standpoint,
was
I'm sitting here thinking, "Whoa, I wonder what's gonna happen." And then
it's
Homer
not looking
takes
good,
out.
right?
Right. You realize that the characters are pretty strong, even against 4 of them. Uh, it's just a matter of the dice when the Axeman misses his one, and he does the spells correctly, and letting Tanis go when he gets a good initiative because they all rolled late, so I figure he comes out quick enough. But that was pretty fun. I'm gonna get something to drink, and I'll be back about 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that a quarter leaned right? Right, Gene, I have to go another quarter to get sleep.
Yeah, both of you. Yeah, you don't rest, so you enter that first quarter of the day. What do you do with the two swordsmen?
Could ask them where their camp is, or where they're based, or do they have a settlement, or
No, the commoners told Tanis where the wagons were and how many there were.
oh,
Yeah, there's actually only 2 more.
because
But I don't.
Which is
But
why I had you roll a d4 to see how many. They're going to leave at least 2 behind. So I had you roll a d4 to see how many came hunting down their other 2 lost members.
you want to go after the other two.
Well, I'm hurting, but if you feel confident, we could.
I mean, what I would suggest is going at night, but that would mean waiting another 3 quarters. Maybe the other two might leave. Like if their friends don't come back, I don't know what they would do.
What would Hulmar and Tanis do if they had a group of 8 and then they lost 2 and then 4 more went to look for them and those other 4 didn't come back?
Flee.
Wait.
Oh, we would flee.
Flee. I thought you said wait. I was like, so the likelihood that they're going to wait when their other 4 don't return in another 6 hours after going into the forest is probably pretty slim.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't think we would wait. We would try to hunt them down.
So you would move without rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have an idea that they're relatively close, right?
Yeah, I mean they would have to be. I think you have a pretty good idea of where they are in a direction from the commoners, like they pointed out,
Mhm.
told you like a quarter of a mile, 800
Maybe
meters.
half a mile. Yeah.
Yeah, that direction. So
Try to
I
use
don't
cover to try to ambush them. It probably won't work, but we'll try.
Yeah, I'm up for that. And I also can shoot from far away, right? Like I can shoot long distance, I believe, and I don't get a range penalty.
Oh,
right.
that's good.
You can shoot for long distance, which is kind of terrible because you could shoot 3 times, and they're trying to run to get you. Shoot 3 more times.
Yep.
That's not terrible. That's great.
I make sure that you're more than arm's length and cast Sword of Ice is maybe get 200 meters away from our camp. I want to
You're
have the
gonna, yeah.
sword I'll have the sword ready. But I'll have the crossbow. 'Cause I'll shoot
Okay.
when he fires.
I think if you guys head out first thing in this first quarter of the morning, dragging yourself from camp to hunt down the last. I don't think they have moved yet, especially if you go right after you.
Immediately.
Right. Now, what do you do with the swordsmen that are just kind of witless,
Tie 'em up.
blabbering? Time up? Okay.
Mhm.
No, we should kill
Um,
them. They might get away.
Don't we have to have a
yeah, I don't
talent for that?
necessarily. You do have to have a talent. It is part of the rule set, but I think in this instance, you could roll it, or you could decide that you would just kill them.
Hate them,
What would you do?
right?
I
We
think
hate them.
Homer would just want to kill them. Can't afford to have these guys crawling around and getting away because they will eventually escape.
Right.
Yeah, it's the only odd part of the rules that take away your agency somewhat, that you have to roll to see if you could do it. In this instance, when they've hunt you down, you've killed 3 of them, their murderous intent. I think it's reasonable that you would do them in. They're
Justifiable.
Rust brothers. They're not some just, other people around.
Right.
Is that
Yeah.
me?
No, it was Tanis rolling something.
But I would roll food and water
Yep.
Oh,
since I forgot the first day. But
Oh, so I shouldn't have gave those assholes so much water.
hey, they're just trying to live. They
Yeah.
figured you could take them. And so Tanis and Hulmar and Asena go tracking down this as the sun slowly starts to rise. They're both really wounded. Tanis and Hulmar are kind of dragging, and you probably reach kind of an elevated point because you realize you're out in the open in the grassland. Somewhat higher grass. Asena and Homer could easily kind of hide in the grass. It's probably 4 feet, 2 meters tall grass, somewhere between 4 and 6 feet in the spring in the plains. And you see a group of 4 wagons. You probably stop for a minute and get a sense they're outside long distance. You're probably um, maybe 600, 1,200 yards, maybe farther enough where you haven't really gained their attention. You see 4 wagons in a row. You see people that looks like they're either shackled or tied up in the wagons themselves. They're open wagons. Some of the wagons have some larger logs in them, and you see that some of them are kind of tied or shackled to the wheels.
Yeah.
There are only 2 guards left. The commoners did know how to count.
Right. Based
And
on our intelligence gathering.
right now, one of them is sitting up on one of the front wagons, looking sort of in your direction with a bow in hand, obviously waiting for the others to return. The other one's pacing a little bit in front of, on the sides of the wagons, back and forth, every now and then looking towards your direction, and then, kind of pacing, maybe slaps one of the prisoners with his sword because his sword is out already, and he's just kind of hitting the grass and looking back and forth and nervously kind of pacing up. There's no particular cover except for the grass. What would you plan to do?
I
How
can
long?
shoot. I can shoot whenever we want. So it's really up to you, Tanis, what you want to do. Like if you want to try to sneak up on them or not. But I can take a shot anytime. I'm like a sniper out here.
Do we lose the grassland pretty quickly now? Like within the next 100 meters or something?
Well, it's just that the grass. Well, yeah, I think they're in a track, and you're just a little bit elevated from them where you are at present, so you can kind of look down, peeking over the grassland. You can see the wagons in the grassland themselves. Which is a little bit shorter where they are, um, and so the grassland does run out eventually, probably within a short distance away from them. You could probably get towards a short distance away from 'em if you had a good roll for um,
No.
stealth. Right. And you could get
Yeah.
within a short distance,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be very successful, but I'll try.
but is Homer going to stay a long distance away and let Tanis move up and get in position?
Yeah, yeah. I'll stay with Asena on her back, and I'll just kind of laugh to myself as I see Tanis trying to like
Stealth.
be so stealthy, like a lion, like a clunky lion, just trying to move its way through a safari, through the savannah, trying to sneak up on some giraffes or something. It's just like I'm pretty sure he's going to do a piss poor job out of it. So, anyways, I've got my bow ready, and I'm going to aim at the one guy that's sitting on the wagon. So, if when Tanis either gets spotted or they react in some kind of flashy way, or Tanis attacks, that's when I'll shoot.
Okay. So what I would do is have Tanis roll his stealth roll first.
Here we go. This is the one.
Now, Gene, when do you think I would have to start rolling stealth? Like 200 meters away, or
If you fail your stealth roll, then they notice you at a short distance.
okay,
I give you
Oh,
you
short
get up to a
distance.
short distance. Yeah, you get up to a short distance and they see you.
okay, okay.
Rather than having you for each zone. That doesn't make any sense.
One die. That's what you get. See, where's everybody else now? Everybody was always laughing at my characters in Symbaroum. Like, I'm laughing at you now. My martial character.
So
Oh, look at it, he pushed a 3. What would happen if you would have failed that? You would have broke yourself?
Yes, yes.
right.
Here's everybody to
so-
witness this.
So, Gene,
Oh.
yeah, I think that Tanis would know, especially wounded, that he would be very lucky to get closer than short distance without being
right.
detected. So
It's possible. Like you could have caught him off guard, and if you would have made your stealth roll, I would have had something happen that takes their attention. So what's going to happen next is Tanis fails his stealth roll. He's trying to be stealthy through the grass, and he is really injured, and maybe he gets a hitch in his side, or all of a sudden has terrible pain from his wounds, and the bowmen on the top see him. She has her bow there, and her and Hulmar essentially get action. And so Hulmar gets to roll initiative. He's not seen, but she has also seen Tanis, and she gets to roll initiative. And you're a long distance away, Hulmar, and she just pops up right on the bench as quick as possible. You just see her draw really fast and let loose. And she shoots at Tanis.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, just one hit.
I should be able to
You could dodge.
dodge.
Right.
It's not a slashing attack.
It's not. It's a piercing. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Luckily
Nice.
goes off your armor, and now
I went to ground.
right, because it's almost like an ambush attack. Do you think Homer would get that full round?
No, if you want to, maybe, no, it would just be, it's like a sniper single shot, maybe. So just
Yeah,
one
yeah.
good single shot. That sounds fair.
Yeah.
I would
It's
give
kind of a
myself a plus. I should get a +1 or something for aiming or whatever it is, but
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're supposed to get a +1 if you aim.
I think that's reasonable, and Homer
Yeah.
can take a shot.
Okay, here we go. Combat. All these shots, and because I haven't pushed so much, my bow is still fresh, which is like a miracle. Okay, +1, so I'm up +2 because of sharpshooter. Here we go. Aw, boo,
Oh,
boo. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way I could push that, man. That's just garbage.
All right. I will put Tanis and the swordsman in combat, and Tanis can roll.
Reggie. What's going on with you? Be entertained.
You can roll initiative, Tanis.
Gene, do I get some
here.
cover against the bowman?
Look here.
No, they will get cover if they get behind the wagons.
Doesn't he get cover for being on the ground or something? I thought there was some kind of.
No, only
what
if
I
he's
thought.
prone, and it's just in grass.
Because he is prone. He said he dove. He
Yeah, I
dodged
did.
to ground.
Well, he missed anyways. Oh, well, your dodge went to ground to miss getting hit. So yeah,
Yes,
you-
yes.
you're
Yeah,
on the-
that's what we're saying.
you get. I think
they're
when
gonna
you're prone, whenever they shoot at you, they get a -2.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is good because they're shooting before he moves.
Yes.
Right. Okay, and then the swordsman
Reggie.
goes last. So Tanis is 7. Homer is 6. I guess it doesn't really matter because they're bracketed. The bowman, she
Quick.
sees the arrow hit her and sees Tanis. She looks out in the distance and sees Homer through the grass.
Yeah, I guess it depends on which she thinks is easier to shoot, myself or.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a professional challenge. Yeah.
Sniper
There's a
versus sniper.
Yeah, there's a bowman in the past, and he's hit her with an arrow. It's like calling her out, and so she kind of stands up on the bench of the wagon and takes aim at Homer. He is a long distance away though, and so, but she takes her time and takes aim and shoots at Homer. She's at a
-2 for long.
-2 for long. She takes aim, and so it's really a wash.
Not -1.
Yeah, it's -1.
They've
And
got pretty good stats, so.
shoots at Homer.
Oof.
Look at that. Look at that shit.
Wow.
Well, I do have the talent. Do I have it? No, I don't. Oh, bastard. How do I not have? Huh. Okay. That's weird. I'm pretty sure I took it.
What was it?
The dodging one.
Oh, fast footwork.
Yeah. Or did I take that for Brenda?
Probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know Brenda probably has fast footwork. You can still dodge.
Yeah.
So what happens? If he dodges, what happens?
Then he doesn't get those extra shots.
Oh,
So his extra shots are coming from his fast action. If he's taking a dodge, that is his fast action. So he wouldn't get that extra. He wouldn't get that third shot. He'd only have 2.
You have to dodge. You can't take all that.
yeah, I have to. I've only got 1 health.
Both of you only have 1 health.
There we go. There we go.
Was that on your feet or was that a diving dog?
I guess I was down. Shit, I didn't say. It was
So
down because that would have been a.
you would like fall off of a Senna.
Mhm.
You
Sure.
dive off a Senna to miss it, to be missed. You're still taking 1 though, but that's going to armor.
You know what? I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push this one.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, because that'll mess up my attack, right? My offensive.
Well,
You know
you
what?
don't have any agility damage, but yeah, you would take agility damage if you.
I'm gonna push it because if I take even 1 point of damage, my armor doesn't
I,
help. I'm screwed.
I would push
There we
too.
go.
And you
Wow,
didn't
look at
take any
that.
agility damage, so that's great. Yeah, so
There we
you
go.
dive off of a Senna into the grass, and the arrow just goes over you. But you're prone, and you've used your fast action.
Fucking hell, that's garbage. Ah.
And that brings us to Homer laying in the grass off of a Senna.
Okay, so I stand up. That's a fast action.
That's what you got.
Do I? And I don't have a. So my dodge used up.
Right.
Balls. Okay,
Can't you
I'll
fire?
just
Can't you fire from being on the ground?
can't fire from prone, can you?
No. In the grass with a longbow? Yeah, I don't think that works. Maybe with a crossbow, I'd let you like maybe pull the trigger, but
Mhm. Yeah.
so you stand up.
Yep.
Yeah, you see the other archer just nod at you as she pulls out another arrow, puts it on her thing. Which brings us to Tanis. You're a short distance away, prone. What does Tanis do?
Well, I recognized that she was aiming, so I will aim and take a shot at her.
And so
I
you
know she
stand
won't
up.
be able to dodge. No, no, no.
You
Stay prone
okay?
and fire. But I use aim, right? Wouldn't I
Okay.
be able to aim?
Yeah, I think you would if you're still prone and you want to do it that way, you'd take your fast action to aim and then your regular action to fire.
Fire.
And she just has
that
she
was
just
one
has
hell of a lucky roll.
That was good.
yeah, she just has armor. So she gets 5 because she used her fast action to aim.
Yeah.
And I didn't give him
Right. She can't dodge.
I didn't give him fleetfoot.
Yeah, that's what I need. Fleetfoot.
So she took 5.
Yeah. And her armor's damaged if you keep track of that by 2 points.
Yeah, I don't think so. She's pulling that bow, that arrow out,
Well, that was
Homer.
4 hits.
Yeah, she's pulling that bow and goes to start aiming again at Homer, and that bolt just takes her right underneath in the center of her chest, and you see her like stagger a little bit, and then Homer looks at her, and she topples off the wagon.
Hulmar kind of hisses. He's angry. He wanted to shoot her. But
The swordsman sees you do that from the ground, and he moves to put you between him and Homer, using you as cover. And
Right. And he
that
can only move me
right,
because
he
of
can
his
only
distance.
move to you while you're prone, and that would be his action. Homer, you're standing off a Senna. The swordsman is using Tanis for cover. What does Homer do?
so could I shoot at him or not then?
Presently, if you shot at him, he's using Tanis as cover, and so I would roll cover for him. And
Yeah.
if that cover comes up, if that cover comes up with a sword, you've actually hit Tanis instead. Does that make
How do
sense?
how would I get around that? Could I,
You would
if I got
you
up?
would have to use a fast action to move somehow,
Okay.
reposition yourself, and then
Okay.
you would have your slow action.
Okay. I'll reposition myself and I'll whistle for a Senna to follow me. And then I'll
Okay.
just take a shot.
Yeah, you're just getting a better angle, perhaps, in that from that far away, and then you could take a shot.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, let me see here. Now it says I can shoot with a weapon and run at the same time. Does that?
Yeah, the only thing is that in order not to be him in cover, you got to get to that end point of movement. That makes
Okay.
sense?
Okay. That's fine. I still got
You
rank
still could
2
have
in
2 shots,
this.
right?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll take a shot. This is just a straight just a regular shot then, right? No.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so I'll burn a point, bypass his armor.
Okay. So you lay into him with 1 hour. Thunk.
I said, this one's mine.
Tanis sees it come right over the top of him, maybe just off to the side, 10, 15 degrees on the other side of him, and hit him obliquely. And Homer's going to take another shot.
Yep. I'm down to 3 willpower points. And this one's just whatever it is whatever it is. Wow. You know what? Fuck it. No, if I push, I'll damage my bow. If I didn't have Banes on the bows, I would have pushed it. I wouldn't give a shit about anything else. I
So
want
you're
the
gonna let that
trophy.
You're gonna let that
Yeah.
stand? Yeah, so
Yeah,
just
well, Tanis gets to go next.
flies right over
calculating,
his head.
Can Tanis attack him this round?
Yes.
Tanis is prone. He has to stand. He has his bow in his hand, or a crossbow.
You
But
know what? I'm actually
he has
I
other things he can do, I think. But
better push it. I think you might not be able to drop this guy.
okay.
I just don't yeah, so damage the bow. Oh fuck, I break the bow,
You broke
Yeah, you
it.
did.
but I do 3 damage to him.
And he just rolls
It's armor.
armor. Right.
Yeah. Only gets 3 for the chain.
Darn
This
it.
is helmet. Yeah, because I don't know if Tanis would be able to drop him this round. You got to get up and then move and all that jazz.
Yeah, Tanis sees 2 hours go as he's looking up at him, and the red guard takes like 2 or 3 steps backwards. You know, his sword kind of topples from his hands, and he just falls over on the side.
Nice. There we go. I got my kill, at least 1 kill.
That's
I just got
interesting.
the other one. It was a nice shot.
It's interesting. We both took him out with missile weapons.
Right.
Yep.
I
And we
think,
shot at
you know,
opposite guys.
the crossbow shot was clutch.
It was.
I
3
have to be
damage or
honest.
something. That was huge.
Yeah, 4 damage on a crossbow bolt. Like you got 2 successes. That was a clutch shot. Because
Mhm.
she was kind of dangerous.
And I knew that if she was aiming, she couldn't dodge it. So
Right. Yeah, so you kill the last 2 guards. You find, 4 wagons. They got some wood in there. You find 6 more commoners kind of tied up and shackled. They're all from a little bit further east in Margeld. They tell you about the Asleen horsemen and the war that's going along the Wash River. They haven't really been this far west. And what do you do?
we're gonna release them, and I'm assuming that there's
Yeah.
food from the Rust Brothers that we can like distribute to people.
Yeah, I think you would find some rations because they had to feed themselves. They may not
Right.
feed the others that much. Let's see how
Like
many
you said, you
rations
might
they
give them like a quarter ration each or something.
Yeah. So I think there was 8 of them. So you kind of find 12 die of food. They
And
had
so how many more like the other slaves ran? How many more are here? We have 6,
8.
8. Okay.
So you
You
could
wanna?
give them 1 die each and keep 4 die to yourself, or you could give them enough to make it to Hobo
Well,
Town,
the other
maybe.
option is we could forage. It is spring.
Right. It is spring.
Yeah, I was thinking like in game terms, like would we start making our way back at this point? Because we're not only are we almost out of time, but we're also beat. We've got the piss beat out of us here.
Well, have in game terms we have an hour, right? But
Right. The West March Standard. We're too injured to go back. We're just gonna wave our hand and go back to go back to camp.
yeah, maybe I think I don't know if we want to play it out, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we would escort them back at this point?
I think
Take
we
the
just.
wagons?
That's what I was thinking. Escort them back with the wagons, and then that wagons and horses are worth quite a lot of money. Like
Yeah, I would
not
think
we
so.
need it really, but and then they can ride in the
Now,
wagon and.
now the only problem is you can't like take those wagons through the Arina Forest.
Oh.
You'd have to go the long way around through the Rush Brother Red.
What if? Yeah,
You could take the horses, sure,
horses. Yeah,
but
Yeah.
there's 4 wagons, so there's probably 8 horse. You could, there's almost and essentially there's enough horses for everyone to mount up. You'd have to double up, but they're emaciated, so the horse isn't going to necessarily notice 2 emaciated people,
right.
even if Tanis mounts up. Homer doesn't need it, but you can't really take the wagons.
Yeah, I think that's what we'd do. We would
Yeah, that's reasonable.
patch them from the wagons, and I would be solo on one horse, and we would double up the other guys. And you're right. We probably should just head back to Hobo Town. We'll escort these guys home
Yeah, and if
safely.
you pushed it really, because horses go like three
Oh yeah.
hexes,
Yep.
you know the way, you could probably make it there by dark.
Yeah, I think we would.
If you rode the horses hard, you could go there by dark and make it to Hobotown in the 4th quarter. Like you'd be exhausted, but you
Yeah.
would easily make it because it wouldn't really matter if you didn't make your endurance roll
Right.
that last thing, right?
Right. Did you want to do encounters for that first quarter? We moved 3 hexes.
You want to risk that? I could
Are
surely
you
roll
you
encounters.
you saying you're just gonna waive it? I mean,
We could see. Uh, I'll roll a 2d6s, which is usual.
if something happens, then we'll roll scouting. You don't,
Yeah,
if nothing
so roll
happens, we don't
scouting.
need to.
Roll scouting.
Oh, okay.
Who's doing it? Who's better at it?
Um, I have.
I'm rolling 6 dice.
You're better than me. I have 5. Remember, it's the survival that I'm better at.
Oh, okay, we don't need to do lead the way.
No.
Hey, I spotted it.
There you go. We
Spotted
encounter
it.
more Rust Brothers. They're like, give us back our slaves.
Let me
Or
do
the
this
former guy.
roll. Let me do this roll. Private.
Those other slaves, if they'd stuck around, they'd be getting a ride home right now.
Yeah, you
Would.
might just beat them there.
Or come across them.
Yeah, the remains.
Yep.
All right. And Homer rolled scouting.
Yes.
And so it's still light out, Homer, as you're probably riding fairly hard through the forest to try to get these 8 and the horses back to Hobo Towns. And Homer's keeping watch. Are you in the front, the back, the side of the group?
I'd probably be in the front,
Mhm.
Yeah,
think so.
you're in the front, and you see Asena's ear flick, and then you see Asena's head move this way. She darts a little bit this way, and then she looks that way, and she darts a little bit this way, and she makes this little growl in her throat. Um, and you look to the right and left, and you see these loping shapes beside you. Uh, roll a d6 for me. Yeah, so you see these three loping shapes beside you, probably two on the right, one on the left. They're keeping pace with the horses. The horses start to whinny and make sounds. The shapes are loping kind of the same way that a senna does, but they're much bigger, blacker, darker in coloration. Uh, you actually just see their kind of forms, almost like shadow, even though it's light out in the canopy of the forest, and they're tracking on either side of you.
Dire wolves or something? I'm gonna yell. Three of them on either
So
side.
Ascenda yells out, "Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
guys do?"
and I'll run back. I'll run back to the group.
Well, you're like in front, so you taper off and like fall back, or where is Tanis riding in the group?
I would
fall back.
probably be in the back as a defensive measure.
Okay. Um, and so do you fall all the way back to the back?
I mean, does Hulmar?
Homer. Yeah, there's Homer. Do you fall all
No,
the
I
way?
probably go back. No, I go to the center with the other horses and stuff.
Okay.
And if any of them pop out, like I'm taking a shot if I can.
Yeah, the forest is too dense at the moment.
I would dismount.
Okay. Yeah, the horses stick together. Maybe they're Rust Brother trained. You don't know, but they don't shimmy and bolt. They toss their head and stamp the ground a little bit, but they stay in a tight kind of knit. You know, all 8 horses or all 7 horses, not the one that Tanis is on, stay pretty tightly together. Uh, they're obviously trained, and maybe it's because they're used to being around animals and misgrown and things that are ugly, dangerous, and smell terrible. They don't shy uh, when these shapes kind of materialize out. So, do you slow down and stop and dismount, Tanis?
Yeah, I would ready my crossbow.
Okay. And what about Homer?
Yeah, I would ready my bow and I'd yell at them.
Are
Be
you
gone.
on the same side of him or on opposite sides of the horse line?
Sure, I'd be on the opposite side. Protect the
Okay.
horses.
No. Boy, you guys are really having a bad day today.
Well, not that bad. We haven't died yet.
No. Uh, yeah, so you slow down the horse. Tanis gets off. The whole line kind of stops. You see the 8 commoners, um, 6 of them on their own horse, 2 of them on one. They're all kind of close. They got the reins in their hands. The horses kind of stamp the ground, and the night wargs attack. But Tanis is on the ground, and Homer's smaller, And so they're seemingly easy, your targets, for whatever reason. And the Nightworks come out of the forest on either side of them and attack Tanis and Hulmar. This is going to be 50-50. Okay. And they come out of the forest. I think you guys are prepared if you have
Weapon.
ranged weapons. I think that they would. You could use
shot.
them as they're coming. Yeah, as they're coming out of the forest
Take a
at you.
shot.
Right.
Would I get a bonus for aim?
I think you would aim. I think I would give you a bonus for aim.
Shit.
Wow.
Throw the crossbow down.
Okay. So
Crazy
Homer
time.
hits, right? Homer hits. It just gets to roll its armor, and you do 2 damage to it, Homer.
Awesome.
Great. I'm gonna put you in combat. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, let me end this one.
Ugh.
So Tanis has a 2, the Nightworks have a 3, and Homer has a 9. Would you like to switch or stay right there?
You feel like you need to go first? What is your feeling?
If you let me go first, I can shoot 3 times.
Yeah, that might be beneficial.
Now you have to shoot the one above you, Homer, because you're on the other side of Tanis and the train. You could use a move action to duck under the horses and get on Tanis's side, or you could stay on the side where you are and shoot 3 times.
Now
Oh, okay.
two are attacking me.
Yeah, 2 are coming from your side of the train, and 1 is coming from Homer's side of the train.
Maybe you should go first. Then again, you're pretty beat up, aren't you? Like, I don't. Are you
Yeah,
even?
right now
Well,
they're gonna have to take a move action to get in melee because they're not quite in melee at the moment. Um, and so Tanis could close on one of them if he used his move action, or he could wait.
why don't you go first? That way,
Okay.
if you take that one out, you'll be able to come over and help me.
Yep. Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, so I will switch you.
Okay. So my dots are fast action, so I could shoot twice. Let me see here. Man, I don't know what the hell is going on here. I better push. And I will spend a point to bypass his armor.
Okay. So you do 1 point of damage on the same one. and I guess you have 2 more
Yeah.
shots.
So I think what I'm going to do for my other fast action then is do the move under the horse to get to the
Okay,
other
and
side.
go to Tanis's
And
side.
yeah, and then burn a point so that I can shoot a second time.
Okay.
And that will be it. God damn, these are some terrible rolls. Look at all the dice. I'm getting like 1 success. All right, let's push it. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. See, 3 hits.
And it'll roll its armor. And so you hit it with the arrow on your side, the one at the bottom. That's what I picked. And
Sure.
it's the wargs. Now, since you ducked under a horse, Tanis, one of the wargs is simply going to attack one of the horses and riders because you're no longer on its side, and it's just too big to jump through a horse. That doesn't make any sense. And so that one warg over here is just going to attack like the last horse in the line, and the rider. You hear a scream as the warg attacks the horse and rider, and the horses kind of jolt a little bit, and the 2 night wargs close in on you and Tanis in that kind of middle of the pack, and one will attack Homer and one will attack Tanis.
Okay.
The one on Homer misses, and
Okay. We
then
can't see your dice, by the way.
oh, my fault. I must still have it as. You can't see the night. You can't see all the night work. You have no idea what the night work's armor is. Then, do you?
No,
Correct.
Correct. He tries to attack Homer. Rending attack. The Nightwork leaps forward and tries to tear at Homer as he ducks under, and he completely misses. The other one comes in at Tanis and rears up and jumps at him, trying to bite him using all his strength.
ouch.
No, it says it can be parried. You can parry it, it says.
Okay, I will carry that. It is a slashing.
Yep, it does say slash.
There's no bonus for slash. My balls.
That's crazy pushing with like 1 strength die. But yeah, you parry it, Tanis. All the strength you have left, parry this Nightwork's bite, and it is your turn.
So should be able to make an attack then.
Right. Parry is like a fast action.
Not
It
bad.
cannot dodge or anything because it moved, and so it will roll its armor and hide, and it takes 3 damage. And we'll go to round 2. Now, Homer, Asena is there. Is Asena going to attack? Does she come? Does
Doesn't
Asena come underneath the horses with you?
Oh, she's with me. Yeah, I'm on her back. But she
Right.
doesn't
So you're gonna.
attack.
Okay.
I need to get Path of the Beast at rank 3.
Oh, you can't make her attack yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're riding a Senna. You duck underneath. You're kind of next to
Yep.
Tanis. These two giant night wargs. You hear the horses shimmy as it attacks the last one in line. What does Homer do?
Yeah, I'll try to get a Senna to move away from the warg so that I can get out of melee,
Okay.
so I could take a shot.
So make a move roll. Oh my goodness. Those horses are stout. They're
Well,
not
that's
moving.
good. Something's going for us.
Right, you still
Yeah.
got a line of defense.
There you go. Succeeded.
So
Phew, just one
yeah, so
success.
you move a short distance away, I guess.
Yeah.
A Senna moves a short distance away.
Yeah.
Leaving Tanis, the Nightwork tries to bite at you. You go and just misses because you know you and a Senna are just smaller than it, and duck under its bite and move a short distance away. What does Homer do next?
Take a shot.
Okay.
2 fast actions. Yeah, we'll let that stand, I think. I don't know how much armor do they have, Gene? We didn't see how many dice you rolled for them.
So it takes 1
3 dice.
as it turns and kind of follows you.
Okay, I'll shoot a second.
Okay.
I'll do a second fast attack. Yep, I'll leave it.
Not bad.
Does it get armor?
Yeah, it's just sometimes there's a delay when I click on them. They don't
Yeah.
come up right. Yeah, so that one
Takes
hits.
1
You get
damage.
these 2 arrows that hit him, and is that it for
Nope,
Homer?
then I'll burn a point and shoot a 3rd time.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I was gonna maybe push that. Okay, I'll leave it. 2 more damage. Jeez.
Yeah, you see his back
Hold on.
legs wobble a little bit, and as those 3 hours hit him, and it's gonna move and
He's gonna run away.
bolt away. Um, Nothing likes to die, and so it's gonna move. It's gonna make a move roll so that Tanis doesn't get a attack on him, and he makes that. So you see that one bolt, Homer, takes an oblique angle away from you, and goes into the forest. And so the other one attacks Tanis.
Parry that?
No, you can't parry that one, but I think you could dodge it.
Oh, that one I can't. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. But it is slashing. Shit.
Shit. Oh, and you can't even push it, or you automatically
Take
break yourself.
Right.
I take
Oh,
2.
Roll your armor. Roll your armor.
Roll your armor. Yeah, roll your armor.
That's the last
it
line of
slashing?
defense.
Yeah, it's slashing.
Slashing. Oh, that's good.
That's
My
good.
armor's-
Yeah.
My armor's slightly damaged.
Oh,
There you go. You got it.
Whoa!
You got it.
Wow.
look of the draw. Look of it. Look of it. Homer from his position sees the other warg just rending the last horse and rider in the line. Tanis just barely gets missed, jumped at, and thrown, and it is Tanis's turn. The other warg is kind of slinking off into the forest, and there's just one on their side of the line.
All right, so that dodge was free, so I'll take my fast action to stand,
Okay.
and I will attack. Shit.
All right. It's going to roll its armor. So it takes 2 from the slash. And
This is
we'll
one I
go.
hit before, right?
Yep. We'll go to round 3. Is the initiative good, or you want to switch?
Let's leave it.
Okay.
That's fine.
Homer, you see the other one
Yeah.
slink off. You see the back end horse getting reared. Oddly enough, the horses stay in line. They may shimmy away from that and move away further than an arm's length from that warg attacking the last man and horse in line. What does Homer do?
Yeah, I know how bad Tanis is in shape, so I'm gonna take a shot at the one that he's
Well, not just
that
that.
he's
You see
fighting.
my broadsword break.
Oh, gee. So I'll take a shot at that one.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna push it. It broke. Did it break? No, I'm broken. Oh,
Oh,
that's okay. I've got a trick up my sleeve, but I did 2 damage to him, and I'm gonna burn a willpower point to bypass. Oh, okay.
Oh well, yeah, it doesn't matter. But
I burnt it. I burnt it.
so something happens.
that might have taken him out.
No, he's still alive.
But hold on,
Something
okay. But I'm not.
You're broken.
Well, I've got a talent. So my talent with Path of the Beast, I can't. I got a rank 2, so I can't. Asena can't attack, but Asena can help me when I'm broken. She can help me recover.
Right.
Every willpower point spent
Right.
recovers 1 point of the attribute that has reached 0.
You'd have to use the rest of your action though this turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
But then he won't be broken.
Right. Then he won't be broken. Right. But that's he doesn't shoot 2 more times this turn. That's the bad part. How does that happen? How does Homer? He broke agility, which is odd. Something happened, and or maybe his foot gets caught underneath him or something.
Yeah, it
and-
gets stuck in the stirrup or something in it, and then Asena
Yeah,
just
she has to-
calms down and like
She has to ride.
wiggles a certain way and like untangles it or something for him, I guess. Or
And
the bow gets stuck in
right.
her saddle.
You take this shot and maybe slip in the saddle a little bit, and your foot catches and it drags you under to the side of Asena, and Asena
There you
has to
go.
move in the right way to kind of get you back up in the position
up.
because you're it's like
There we
side
go.
saddle a little bit, and you roll back up onto the right side just to make a movement,
There
and you
you go.
spend the rest of the turn making that.
That's a good ability, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. if I can get up to rank 3, she can attack in combat as well. She's got a strength of 8, so it's not too bad.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Right. And the one on Tanis is locked in combat and attacks Tanis. The other one is rending the horse in the back end.
Dodge that.
Oh my god, 2 dice.
Oh,
Talk about luck. Talk about lucky, right?
That's some
Rolls
crazy dice.
boxcars at the casino. Jesus, that's awesome.
You're rolling 2 dice against 1 hit. You could either break yourself and just be dead, and he rolled 2 successes to dodge out. I think he goes prone. Like you rolled prone dice, right?
I had to.
Yeah,
Had to
you
go
had
prone.
to. So you dive prone, and it misses you completely. And you're on the ground with it snapping over the top of you. It tries to grab your upper arm, and you just like go to ground, and it just snaps at air, snarling, and you're kind of underneath this big head. It's bloody everywhere. What does Tanis do?
It is. It looks clearly wounded, right?
Oh yeah, you guys a big slash down one side. You've taken off maybe one of its ears. Um, it's pretty bad. As bad as Tanis,
Okay.
really.
If I attack from being prone on the ground,
Yeah, I think what we usually do is just give you a -2.
power level 3. Okay, so I use my fast action because I have the. I guess I can't because I'm not using 2 weapons, so technically I can attack. Right? Really, the ability of having extra. I should consider sword fighter allowing me to attack.
Let me look.
I'll post it.
No, because it doesn't give you an attack on a fast action.
What doesn't?
A sword fighter. Ambidextrous give you attack on a fast action.
Yes.
Do you have a secondary weapon? Is that your ice sword?
That's what I just cast, but that was my point. I only have 1 weapon now because I, with the other hand, has a hilt.
Right. I think what you would have to do is do
Have another weapon.
yeah, or you hit him with the hilt. Like it's just
Unarmed
it's
attack,
just like a might roll. Yeah, you're just hitting, or a melee roll. It's really a melee roll on the ground at -2. You know, with the
Well,
hilt of the.
right. That would give me 0 dice, so it wouldn't make sense for me to
Well,
do that.
it would. I think you roll. Don't you roll dice, but then you roll 2 negative dice?
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah. So when you put -2 in the modifier, you don't get no dice. What happens is you roll 2
It
regular
removes.
dice, and then you roll
No,
2
it
negative.
removes.
Does
It
it remove
removes your
dice?
positive dice first. It removes
Right.
your positive dice first, and when you have none of those left, then it adds the negative dice. But
Right.
even
So
then, if
that's
you
what
roll, like, they might not affect you because you might not roll
Yeah,
sixes on them or
it has
whatever
to
it
get
is.
it has to get successes on the negative dice to take away from your positives.
Yeah, yeah.
So you still may get a couple dice. You may get those 2 dice. It's
did I do that wrong? No.
So you roll 2 dice and you put -2.
Yes.
Right. Right. So right
Oh,
right now
weird.
it stands. Oh, your
So
luck
you
has run
see,
out.
yeah, well, you see Tanis stagger, and he goes into a rage of berserker.
Right. I was waiting for that to come out.
The druid has
by.
berserker.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Becomes a
You
wild
just forget. You
animal.
forget. You forget he has it until you like it brings it out.
It's like a grizzly Adams or something. He just goes crazy.
Good combo, isn't it?
Now it says on your turn in the next round, so you couldn't do it this round.
Okay. So I would collapse and seemingly unconscious, but right, I guess I would stand up like I wouldn't be still standing. Yes.
No, you'd be prone, and then your next round you would berserk. Let's see.
Oh.
You recover as many points in the attribute that has been decreased to 0 as your rank. Okay, so you get 2, right? So your next turn, when it rolls back to you, right now you're prone. At least that's what Berserker says, and kind of
Right.
out of it.
Right. Seemingly unconscious.
Right, seemingly unconscious. I think, yeah, and so then it rolls to Hulmar's turn.
Great. I'm back up. I've got 0 willpower left, 0 willpower points. So just take a shot. Hope for the best. I could do 2 shots without any willpower points, right? So, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna push it.
Oh, that was a good push, though.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Last second, Homer shoots the one that's over top of Tanis, as Tanis is suddenly flat on the ground, and puts the last arrow right behind his jawline, and it just kind of falls over across Tanis. Homer see the back of the line where this the one left undamaged Nightwurg is rending this horse and man. They're on the ground flat, and it's just rending this horse and man. The other commoners kick their horses and spur them, and start to gallop in the direction you were heading, leaving Tanis and Homer there as the
These
Nightwurg. It's bound to happen eventually. As the Nightwurg is rending the horse and the dead commoner, Tanis is on the ground. I believe he will berserk.
Yes.
well, I'm not done. I can still do stuff
Right,
because
but
I can move, right, as a fast
you
act.
can
Or
move.
could I shoot the other work from where I am, like with my
No,
second fast shot?
yeah,
Not that far.
I don't think the horses that are blocking your vision from the last one, you'd really have to move and spend the rest of your turn to get around them before they left.
Okay.
If
So I'll
you
just
get
position myself.
Oh, darn, horses are good. Yeah, and Tanis, you berserk, I guess, right? You're standing there, and your horse is literally right there. The reins are down. You can almost maybe even use the reins to stand up. And that Rust Brother horse has not left your side as the other 6 horses run off with their riders. You look back. Homer is maybe moving around. You see the other Nightwurg in the rear rending this horse and rider who are now dead. Blood all over the place. What does Tanis do?
He would leap up from the ground, which probably startled Homer. But at the horse and charge the orc.
Right, because he's berserking. He kind of has to do that.
Yeah. So how far away is it?
He's probably in near distance.
Okay.
Okay, So we're staying initiative, I think, and we will. This all happens kind of reset. Now you have two choices. We can re-roll initiative with just you and the warg, or
We can leave it.
or leave it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so Hulmar is first. Hulmar's probably in near distance, and
Yep.
Tanis
2
is in near
shots.
distance. Okay, 2 shots.
2 fast shots. And balls. All right, well, I'll just leave it.
Okay.
Roll his armor.
Boy, this thing. So
Yay!
all right.
And
And this one has been damaged because Homer hit it before he ducked under the horses.
oh, that's right. I forgot.
Mhm. Right. Does
And then
Homer
I'll
do anything else?
Yeah, I'll do my second quick shot.
Okay.
Man, what in the hell? I'm gonna push it. Damn the consequences. There we go. Full steam ahead. There, I got some willpower points out of it too. Yay! Another
There's
2.
2 more. Does that break Homer? No.
No,
Oh, 'cause
because
you
I
added luck.
used 4 to get back up on my feet,
Yeah.
right?
All right. And I believe that's the end of Homer's turn.
No, there is more because now I have willpower points. I can burn a point and shoot a second time.
The last time.
Third time.
Yep. Third time. Well, keep it.
Wow.
Push that one too, but
So how did
Yeah.
those 3 arrow hits do him in, Homer?
Oh, you know what?
Penetration.
I got him. He's flashing the horse and the man, and I just fire 3 quick shots, all like the bullseye on the right on the side, right underneath the arm, right in the armpit, so kind of in the chest there. Thunk, thunk, thunk. 3 of them, all like in a tight spread.
Pattern.
Tanis
That
is
would've looked
raging.
cool.
He's
So
running up.
I'm
Wait a
berserking
minute.
and
Berserking.
and I run up to him foaming at the mouth and he drops.
Right. I picture Tanis still hitting him though.
He's like a Tasmanian devil.
Probably
Just,
would,
looking
It
around.
probably hits for like good measure. He probably attacks him.
Right. Now, do you think when he berserks that the ice sword stays there? Or is he just like pummeling him with his hands?
Oh, he would. I think he would still use the sword. He would still use.
Yeah, I just didn't know if like you get knocked out and then berserker brings you back up if the ice sword would disappear. But
It doesn't say that.
yeah, I
It
just curious.
says. The only thing it says, like in the blurb for the shield, that only I can use the shield at
Wow.
that. So I could make an ice sword for somebody else.
Huh. Oh yeah, that's
kind of
kind of
cool.
cool. Yeah, that's kind of because it could last a while.
See how the shield says only me.
It's just the magic possibility. So, you defeat these 2 night wargs. You lose a horse and a commoner. The other commoners,
We lost the other commoners. We lost them
galloped in
too.
the direction.
You know what? Maybe they shouldn't even be allowed into Hobo Town. Like, we don't want that caliber of people that just run at the first sight of.
They're commoners. They don't even have weapons.
They
the only
do.
reason
I thought we gave them.
they,
Oh, right, it was the other guys.
well, you
Those
may
the
have
other
given them
guys.
weapons. They're still commoners. The only reason they stayed was because the horses were so well trained.
We would have given them their weapon. We would have equipped them for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
that would have been more money that they ran off with because they would have run anyways.
Well, we're going in the same direction when we catch up to.
Right. I don't
Let's
think you
catch
think
up
it'd be easy
I
to
think we
find
found
them.
ourselves some new. I think we found ourselves some new retainers because they owe us now. We saved them and like twice. They should be indebted to us. Clean my armor,
Nah.
knave.
Yeah, now Tanis has got a new name for his horse, Steadfast.
Yeah. Exceptional, yes. Like it probably just looked down at you and pawed the ground like, get up, come on. This is
Right.
this is
Only a flesh wound.
this is embarrassing. Wishing they were back with the Rust brothers.
Yeah, safer.
So you would travel this next quarter today. Do you want me to roll random encounter again?
No,
Well,
no.
kind of crunched for time, I guess.
Right.
I mean, I
I
don't
think
mind. Don't mind.
I think you uh
I would say if you want to do that, we'd have to like set up camp just to rest up. Don't roll it. Just rest.
yeah, so
Camp.
it wouldn't happen anyways. I didn't roll a one. And so you travel through this quarter, and then by that time you're almost on the plain of
Yeah.
Hobotown. You're like through, so you'd make it into deep night to Hobotown, straggle in with your horses. You eventually find the other six and six commoners, and straggle through the gates of Hobotown in the pitch black in the middle of the night. The guards see you. See the horses at first, and obviously they start ringing the bell because they don't know what it is coming out, and you're moving at a fair clip. So at first they think maybe you're Rush Brothers, but then they realize that you're not because the commoners call out, and you come in through the front gates of
It's
Hobotown,
the heroes of Hobotown.
luckily surviving, and we're ended there.
Good Lord. See, Joe,
Bloody heroes.
That was scary stuff, man.
I thought it was a lot of fun. You could never tell with the dice. Like the dice were clutch.
Right.
The dice had clutch saves and clutch turn even when you got hit. Like there was definitely moments there where you're in a fair amount of danger. Even Homer, his armor saved him completely one time.
Yes.
It just had to prevent
No, that
one
was
damage.
Tanis. That was Tanis.
No, the arrow
He
shot
rolled.
where you're
Oh,
at
the
the
arrow shot. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? That one did no damage, and then the next shot she hit me, it was like, oh, you're gonna take 3 damage or something. It was like, and
No,
then I missed completely. It was
when you're at watch,
yeah,
she hit you for 2 damage, but your armor took one. Otherwise, you would have been down.
yeah. No, it
I
was
didn't know
scary.
all. I didn't know all. You could have used a set of things there. So, it was pretty good combat. It was pretty.
I
I
think
had a lot of
the
fun.
shot of the night was the crossbow shot, taking her
Yeah,
down from the wagon.
that was kind of clutch too. I still think with your character's talents, like with I didn't realize Homer's talent of using the Senna to heal himself, and Tanis's berserker talent that Homer and Tanis are a little bit harder than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could
but they're
they could
big.
take a wallop, but sometimes
They're
the dice
big.
were in
Yeah,
your favor.
yeah, for sure. I mean, they are big characters now in terms of XP. Like they're high level, so to speak. So because that talent, I know hadn't taken it until pretty recently because I just didn't have the points for it. And I wanted to be more bow stuff. So, and we always were in big groups, so there was always at least one healer or somebody. So I never thought it was that important. But in these kind of situations, it's amazingly great when there's not a lot of healing.
Yeah, and sometimes smaller group games, like with 2 people, are pretty tight. Like even if I throw 4 or 5, oh, you roll bad and you get 4 opponents. that, that was all you, Bartleby.
Yeah, I know that was brutal.
But
That was brutal.
both of you, like played uh, tactical. Like you, like really played to the benefits of your character, even when Tanis was using the spells, and so you definitely played to survive, realizing that it was going to be tight. It was pretty tight a couple times. The dice could have went either
Yeah.
way. Ooh.
Yeah, in my journal, I'm writing like, we barely won. We barely won. We almost died, but we pulled it off. We almost died, but we pulled it off. It's like it
Every
was a
combat's like,
scary
we
fight, but
almost
we pulled
died.
it off.
We almost died. We almost died. We almost died.
Yeah, I think there's
Right.
like 3 of them tonight.
There's a couple
3 or
times I
4 of them.
rolled where they're rolling good, and then just at the right moment they roll no hits. Like the Axeman who tried to kill Tanis before he could use berserking, he rolled no dice on 9 dice. Like,
Yep,
and
yep,
Tanis only had 1 strength.
yep. I mean, if you made those guys like featured villains, like it would be so hard. It would be so tough. It would be where they could push and stuff. Like they would be insanely tough because their skills are
Oh
better
yeah.
than ours. They've got like 5 attribute and like 4 skill levels or something. I don't even have that. I've got like a 5 and a 3, and then with all the
But
and if you gave them talents and stuff, holy shit.
pushing is just as dangerous for them as if they start pushing, because they would have damage to their strength too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
they
it's
would suffer.
strategic. It's strategic if you push at the right time. If you push when you've got a bane on your attributes or on your weapons, yeah, that's very, very, very risky because
I think the only
something
time
bad's gonna happen.
as a GM, the only time you would push is if they got no success. That would be reasonable. Like they
Yeah.
get no successes, I can push and see what happens. It doesn't matter if they have banes and you're going to push, but if they have no successes, you can push, but regardless of whether they have banes or not. And that would be okay. But if they already have like 2 or 3 successes and they're already doing 3 or 4 points, if you push there, that would be really dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A couple times I thought of it.
I think it was kind of noble of Tanis not to wake up Hulmar, and he took on the 2.
Oh yeah, I
2
forgot
Wolf
about
brothers.
that.
But you've done that a couple times where you've attacked and not woken up anyone.
Well, but that was mange though. That's like a completely different.
Except when he came running through the snow that one time, bringing them all back.
Yeah.
Right.
Bringing them all back.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Right. Well, hey, guys, get up. I brought friends. That was pretty funny.